By Miller Lite. By Ameritech. By Coke. By the Discover Card. By Century Foods. And by Menards.
Live from County Stadium, the first of a three-game series featuring the San Diego Padres and your Milwaukee Brewers. And welcome to County Stadium on a Monday night. Matt Vasgersian and Bill Schroeder, the San Diego Padres in town for the first time ever. San Diego Padres and Milwaukee Brewers with their historic first meeting tonight. Padres are a pretty good club. On paper, all the elements that a successful championship team needs. Good veteran starting pitching, very good bullpen, good offensive club. They don't boot many ground balls. It's a good team.
Well, when you look at them on paper on the stat sheet, nothing really pops out at you other than the pitching. Third in the National League. Of course, the Brewers are #1 right now, but the pitching has been pretty good so far. But they don't really score a whole lot of runs, but they seem to be able to get the big hit when they need them, and that's what it takes.
Offensively, as we mentioned, it is a veteran club. Names like Joyner, Caminiti, ex-Brewer Vaughn, and a guy named Gwynn. And we're not talking about the guy that used to play Herman Munster. Tony Gwynn, a perennial 300 hitter, a lifetime 340 hitter.
And coming into the season, only needed 220 base hits to get 3,000 for his career. Look at the stats. 15 straight seasons, over 300 batting average, 8 straight batting titles. What more does the guy need to do?
Tony Gwynn, just one of the many stories in this San Diego Padres clubhouse. This is a very good team, and it should be a real good series. A starting pitching matchup tonight, also a good one. An American League veteran, Sterling Hitchcock, the left-hander, gets a nod for San Diego, and for the Brewers, it's right-hander Jose Mercedes.
Jose Mercedes had an interesting outing in Los Angeles. He pitched well until the 7th inning, where he gave up 6 runs. The defense let him down a little bit. Sterling Hitchcock only making his second start of the year. As his starter, the earned run average over 8.
A couple of clubs that have spent most of the season in 1998 in first place. The Brewers have been dropped into second by a hot Houston club at the start of play tonight. San Diego, very hot, the best record in the National League. Brewers and Padres, first of 3 here tonight. Do stay with us. Starting lineups in the opening pitch right after this.
I started painting when I was 3. What was your first painting? I think it was painting a tornado. This one is Can You See a Way? Left.
This man thinks he bought the best tractor around. He also got a hat. But if he had all the facts, he'd know a Simplicity tractor has a durable all-steel hood, no plastic, a free-floating mower deck, and automatic controlled traction and diff lock to handle hills and slick spots. So if you want the best tractor, get a Simplicity. If you want a name, keep the hat.
See Gilo's Lawn and Garden Equipment in Milwaukee or Cedarburg Outdoor Power Equipment in Cedarburg.
Hi, Mark Rosen here along with Tom Lehman.
Inviting you to join us at the 1998 Dayton's Challenge on June 28th and 29th.
Some of the world's greatest champions have their sights set on the Minneapolis Golf Club.
Players like Nicklaus, Palmer, Player, and Couples.
All playing to benefit the Children's Cancer Research Fund. It's great golf for a great local cause, so dial Tom's Tee and order your Dayton's Challenge tickets today. Or visit the website at daytonschallenge.com.
And welcome back to County Stadium. Matt Vasgersian, Bill Schroeder, and producer-director Wade Roland. Our first of 3 between the Brewers and the San Diego Padres. First meeting between these two clubs in franchise history. Manager Bruce Bochy, the 1996 National League Manager of the Year, aligns his Friars this way. Kilvio Veras will lead off at second base, followed by Steve Findlay, an ex-American leaguer, in center, batting number 2. Tony Gwynn, perennial National League batting champion in right field, bats number 3. Ex-Angel Wally Joyner bats 4th at first base. Former Brewer Greg Vaughn, a very popular man during his tenure here in Milwaukee, is in left field batting number 5 tonight. Catcher Carlos Hernandez, an erstwhile Dodger, bats number 6. Ed Giovanola gets a start at third in place of the injured Ken Caminiti. He'll bat number 7. Chris Gomez, the shortstop, and Sterling Hitchcock, the starter, round out the lineup for the Padres.
And here's your Brewers defense, brought to you by Century Foods tonight. Mark Newfield gets a start in left field. Marquise Grissom, good news. He's back out in center after yesterday off for Nitz and right. Loretta, Valentin, Vina, and Cirillo around the horn. The battery tonight, Mike Matheny and Jose Mercedes.
Jose Mercedes making his 5th start of the year, and this is 7th appearance. He is 2-1 on the season with a 4.08 ERA. His last start was at Los Angeles. And if you take the 7th inning out of the equation, it was really a good start by Jose Mercedes.
Well, it was a pretty good pitching performance by both Hideo Nomo and Mercedes. Mercedes matched him along the way, except for a couple of bad defensive miscues by the Brewers. It might have ended differently, but he ended up with 6 runs in the 7th inning, a couple of home runs, and kind of wasted a good performance by Mercedes that night.
So Mercedes ready to make his 5th start of the year here tonight on a beautiful night for baseball. 62 degrees at game time. Not much of a breeze. It is sunny and clear and really an idyllic night for baseball tonight. Umpires this evening, Frank Pulley, the crew chief, calling balls and strikes. First to third, Charlie Williams, Ed Rapano, and Bruce Dreckman. Well, the San Diego Padres, front runners in the National League's Western Division, starting play at 20-9. Led among others by that man, former Brewer Greg Vaughn, off to a good start this year, much unlike his start in 1997 in San Diego.
Well, Greg Vaughn still hasn't gotten back to the form that made him an all-star with the Brewers. Has not hit the home runs that he did, 30 plus for Milwaukee in a couple of seasons, but Vaughn's having a pretty good start. That's exactly what the Padres were hoping from him.
Greg Vaughn started last year in a platoon situation with Ricky Henderson in left field for the Padres. It is his job and his alone this season, and he's responded off to a much better start in 1998. A lot of storylines over the next few days here at County Stadium. The return of Greg Vaughn, first time he's been back since the trade a couple of years ago. First ever appearance in Wisconsin by perennial National League batting champ Tony Gwynn. The San Diego team, the front runners in the National League's Western Division, a good division top to bottom. And many of the pundits before the season started called the NL West the best division not only in the National League but in all of Major League Baseball.
Well, you got the Dodgers, the Giants, the Rockies, of course the San Diego Padres, Arizona off to a tough start, but I guess you could say it's a pretty good division. You bet. You mentioned the 29 games that the Padres have played so far. 17 have been on the road, and they're still 20-9. Not too bad.
And what makes this start by San Diego, and they start play at 20-9, again 4 games up on Los Angeles atop the West, is the fact that their most difficult portion of the 98 schedule is nearly behind them. First 2 months of the season, April and May, are really travel weary for the Pods. This is their longest road trip of the year, and they're about halfway through an 11-game trip. Florida, Milwaukee, and Atlanta. Doesn't make a lot of sense geographically, and the Padres have had a lot of that this year.
Well, there's been a lot of that with every ball club. Brewers are going to have a couple of different 2-game stands on this next road trip, but not too many people talk about the travel problems that teams out west have. Not too many teams out in the western part of the country. Most of the teams Midwest and East Coast, and being an ex-player who played in a western city in Anaheim, the travel is difficult. Long trips, you're battling 3 time zones quite a bit, but well, you kind of get used to it. You have to.
There's a familiar face at County Stadium, Wally Joyner. Time in the American League circuit with the Angels and the Royals, one of your ex-teammates in California.
Now back to the form that he had when he was an Angel. Had an outstanding year, was 5th in the National League in batting average, has not had the power that he had early in his career, but still quite a threat offensively.
Coaching at first base for the Padres, number 30, Davey Lowe. Coaching at third base, number 11, Tim Flannery. Leading off.
So we are ready for baseball tonight. Kilvio Veras, Steve Finley, and Tony Gwynn to lead things off for San Diego here against Jose Mercedes. In the Padres starting play at 20-9 in first place in the National League West. The Brewers at 17-11, but for second place in the NL Central, just a game back of red-hot Houston. The Astros were losers yesterday to Philadelphia. That saw an 8-game winning streak come to a close. First pitch of the night from Jose Mercedes misses outside. Kilvio Vera's off to a great start. Switch hitter doing a great job to get on base.
Here's a guy that's really cut down his swing. Last year struck out far too much. On base percentage up around 430, and that's exactly what a leadoff hitter has to do. Not afraid to take a walk. He'll steal a base. Got 7 already.
He started out 3-0 against Jose Mercedes. Jose did not walk a batter his last time out, 6 1/3 at Los Angeles last Tuesday. There is ball 4.
Now, the one problem that Mercedes has not had so far this year is control. Has had very good command of all of his pitches, particularly the changeup and the curveball.
There's Steve Finley now. Left-handed batter with the average down at 202, as low as it's been for Steve Finley in some time. I don't know if I've ever looked at this guy's line and seen 202. Veras with a huge jump from first. Throw down to second by Matheny, not in time.
Well, Matheny made that play a bit closer than it should have been. Well, Veras never stopped. He had a walking lead, and he realized Mercedes wasn't going to give him a look, and he just took off. You got to stop a guy like Veras, if nothing else. A walking lead, and Matheny still made it fairly close. Stolen base number 8.
And as Kilvio Veras made the headfirst slide into the bag, it looks like they're going to pay some attention to his left shoulder as Bruce Bochy and the Padre trainer is out.
Anytime you slide head first, you're subject to a lot of problems. We saw Jose Mercedes dive back to first base a couple of weeks ago, and he strained his shoulder. See, he hits and jams that shoulder, and you can see him grimacing as he slides across second base. You jam a finger, your shoulder.
Kilvio Veras taking a page out of last season's leadoff man in San Diego, Ricky Henderson, who utilizes that head first slide. He's utilized it more successfully than anybody in the history of the game, as a matter of fact. So now an RBI opportunity for Finley with a 1-0 count. Steve Finley, the former Oriole, familiar with County Stadium, more so than some of his teammates, takes a strike 1-1. Tony Gwynn waiting on deck for San Diego. Scoreless just underway, top of the first, a runner at second with nobody out. To 2-1.
Well, Finley's a guy that's going to pop a home run for you from time to time. Had a 3-home run game last year. Pretty good center fielder, good arm out there in center field, good range. These two guys get on at the top of this order. It really makes it difficult for you. Then you got the poppers coming up.
Well hit to center field. Grissom back on it, spins around a couple of times and puts it away. Veras will tag up and get into third.
Right fielder number 19.
Finley gave it a pretty good ride, but as you mentioned, Kilvio Veras with pretty good speed on the bases. Marquise can do nothing but make a token throw, no problem. Good to see Marquise out there tonight. Was not in the lineup yesterday.
One out, runner at third, and Tony Gwynn the batter now. Well, you're making life awfully tough on yourself when you insist on pitching to a guy like Tony Gwynn with one away and a runner at third. Nobody in the business does this better than Tony Gwynn.
Well, choose your poison, Tony Gwynn or Wally Joyner. Both pretty good hitters, but Tony Gwynn, he's going to get his 200 hits every year. Just pencil him in before spring training's over. Something else.
And in situations like this, add about 100 points to his batting average.
Well, Mercedes trying to get him to offer at a curveball. Tony Gwynn, it's not by chance that he hits so well. Very hard worker, takes batting practice, extra batting practice almost every day. That's why he's good.
Out in front that time, 1-2.
All right, good changeup by Mercedes. And Tony Gwynn hasn't seen a lot of these pitchers for the Brewers in his career, and early on it's going to be to their advantage. Tony Gwynn, very much of a student of the game, follows pitchers' patterns. Doesn't have one right now.
This is a dry run if ever there was one. The 1-2 to Gwynn is grounded towards the right side. Cirillo will get there, and nobody covers first. Oh my, you get him at 1-2. He hits a ball that will score a run. You guarantee yourself an out at first base, but nobody covers, and Gwynn's aboard.
Well, a little bit of a vapor lock by Jose Mercedes. You got to cover first base. There's nothing else for you to do. Must have thought that that ball was going to be going to Vigna at second base. He just stopped. Watch Mercedes never even makes a move toward first base. We've talked about Cirillo ranging far to his right quite a bit. Picks the ball up, but nobody there to take the throw.
Now it's a left-handed hitting Wally Joyner with Gwynn aboard at first.
Well, that's how you hit 370. That's going to go down as a base hit.
Well, that'll help you.
Like he needs help. How about the backup catcher getting one of those?
Yeah,
huh?
no doubt. 1-0 San Diego with one away here in the top of the first. Fly ball to right. Burnitz is there for it. 2 gone. Well, in each game on this homestand, and this is the 4th of 9, the opponent has been the first to score. The Reds did it all weekend long in winning 2 of 3. And here tonight, Bruce Bochy's Padres accomplished the same thing. Greg Vaughn, the batter now, to make his first appearance since, quote, the trade a couple of years ago. Greeted by a mixed ovation.
Well, Vaughn had some great years here. And it's not like Vaughn left via free agency. It was not his decision to take off to the West Coast. He was traded. That's some pretty good players for Greg Vaughn, though. Jose Valentin, one of them. Check that.
There goes Gwynn, an enormous jump. Oh my goodness. Tony Gwynn was absolutely unnoticed at first base.
Well, the second time that's happened in this inning. Well, you get 2 walking leads for stolen bases. You don't cover first base. What's going on out there?
Now an RBI opportunity for Vaughn. He takes strike 2. A ball and 2 strikes.
Well, Vaughn traded for Mark Newfield, Ron Valone, and Bryce Fleury, so only 1 left from that trade.
.255 to start the game. 6 home runs, 14 runs batted in for Vaughn. And he's heated up over the past couple of weeks as well.
I was talking to Vaughn before the ball game around the batting cage. He said, who says this league is a fastball league? Complaining he's getting a lot of change-ups, a lot of sliders to hit. Who's going to throw Vaughn a fastball if they don't have to?
Yeah.
Only if I have to, Greg.
It's a pretty good question.
Yeah.
Here's a 2-2 home to him. Swung on, popped him up. This should do it. Cirillo from first. Side is retired. Padres the first to score tonight, however. A run on 1 base hit for San Diego. A half inning gone. Padres lead the Brewers 1-0.
Sports cars are known for the way they move you, but can they really move you? Presenting Sonoma by GMC. With Vortec power, a choice of 4 different tuned suspensions, and this innovative third door, Sonoma can really move you. Sonoma by GMC, where sports car meets pickup.
Now, during GMC Picture Pickup Days, you can pick up a new Sonoma with low 1.9% APR GMAC financing or get up to $1,500 cash back. Going on right now at your GMC dealer.
Snapper walk-behind mulching mowers. Get the quality you expect for a price you wouldn't. Check out Snapper's new 5-horsepower push mower for under $300. Or be kind to your lawn and yourself with our self-propelled 6-horsepower mower for under $400. These durable mowers have powerful engines and broad 21-inch mowing deck. So hurry to your local Snapper dealer now to get the best for less.
Snapper. Anything less just won't cut it.
Call 1-800-SNAPPER for the dealer nearest you.
Send your package in 2 days with FedEx, and people are impressed. Cost up to $11.
Send your package in 2 days with UPS, and people are impressed. Cost up to $11.
Send your package in 2 to 3 days with priority mail from the U.S. Postal Service, and people are impressed. Cost $3.
So, 11, 11, 3. What's your priority? Priority mail from the U.S. Postal Service.
Well, the RBI knock by Tony Gwynn makes it 1-0 San Diego after 3 outs worth of baseball tonight. Time for the Brewers to take some swings this evening in the first of 3 against the Padres, and here's how Phil Garner aligns at Milwaukee tonight. Fernando Vina to lead things off for the Brewers at second base. Jeff Cirillo making his 4th consecutive start at first, bats number 2. Mark Loretta also making his 4th consecutive start at third base, bats in the 3 spot. Burnitz, Grissom, and Newfield 4 through 6. Jose Valentin, Mike Matheny, and Jose Mercedes round out the lineup for Milwaukee.
Well, the San Diego defense is brought to you by Century Foods. Vaughn, Finley, and Gwynn in the outfield. Pretty good infield. Gianavola, Gomez, Quilvio Veras, and Wally Joyner. The battery tonight, Carlos Hernandez and Sterling Hitchcock.
Sterling Hitchcock tonight making just his 2nd start of the year. Started the season in the bullpen for San Diego, but that rotation is a bit banged up, and he starts things with a strike to Fernando Vina. Mark Langston, who started the season as the number 5 guy in the rotation, is on the disabled list. Hitchcock is starting in his place. He's made only 1 start this year. As you can see, 13 innings of work for Hitchcock.
Well, the reason that Hitchcock's been in the bullpen is because that's the only lefty that Bruce Bochy had to use out there. Right now, there's no left-handers in the bullpen. Well, we've seen from time to time how difficult that has been for Phil Garner to have one. Imagine none. And they're still 20-9.
Sprayed towards left center. Finley and Vaughn are back there. It's going to get between both of them. Vina on his way to second. Thrown out in time. Brewers lead off the bottom of the first with a 2-base hit by Fernando Vina.
Well, the scouting report must have been a little off, because the outfield was very shallow on Vina. Vina's been driving the baseball the other way, particularly against left-handed pitchers. Vina, fairly a routine fly ball. Look how shallow Steve Finley is, playing pretty much straight away. He doesn't even come close. Boy, normally teams will shade Vina toward left field against left-handed pitchers. Not that time.
Jeff Cirillo now with a chance to drive in a run. Vina leads off the bottom of the first with a 2-base hit. Nice to get a hot Fernando Vina back on the homestand. Cirillo takes a look at his strike. When you analyze that Cincinnati series, the Brewers lost 2 out of 3. A lot of very important bats went cool. Vina's was one of them.
Well, Fernando Vina hasn't been cooled off a whole lot this year. Seems like every game he's starting out on base. His batting average against left-handed pitching has been phenomenal this year.
Cirillo behind 0-2. Jeff 2 for 11 on the homestand. Another important hitter that was cooled off by the Reds pitching staff. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Tip hung onto by Carlos Hernandez, and there's a 1 away in the bottom of the first.
Now, Sterling Hitchcock isn't a guy that you would expect to be able to throw fastballs by hitters. With 2 strikes, he might be able to do it, particularly up there. He'll top out at about 88, 89 miles an hour with a fastball. He's had elbow problems, and that has limited the velocity. You can see Cirillo can't believe it either.
Cirillo's had some pretty good success against Hitchcock in his career, as has this hitter, Mark Loretta. Vigna at second with one away. Breaking pitch taken for a strike. Mark's had a pretty good homestand, 4 for 10. Some changes defensively for San Diego as a result of the injury. Andy Sheets takes over at third base. Ed Giovanola moves over to second. Lined into the corner, fouled and right.
Well, obviously Quilvio Veras really hurt that shoulder from sliding into second base, so he's done for the night.
You're already talking about a Padre lineup that is crippled by the loss of their MVP candidate third baseman Ken Caminiti, who got off to such a hot start, banged up the right quadriceps, toying with the idea of putting him on the disabled list. He's not here for this series.
Well, Wally Joyner is playing with a bad back. He missed 5 games because of that back. Gwynn was out. Got hit with a pitch.
Gwynn had fluid drained off the knee. Well, these little nicks and scratches that happen along the course of a long baseball season. Heads up in the well tonight, boys.
That ball came in there like a rocket. Good hands. Well, good shoulder.
Still 0-2 on Mark Loretta.
You get combat pay down there.
Hey, don't give him any ideas. Jeremy Burnett's waiting on deck behind Loretta. Here's the 0-2 from Hitchcock. Swung on and grounded, just foul. Not by much. When you talk about the recently completed series with Cincinnati, we talked about some of the offensive shortcomings. Loretta 4 for 10. Vigna 4 for 12. Jeremy Burnitz was hitless against Cincinnati. Cirillo struggled. There's some big bats that went cold against the Reds. Here's the next 0-2 home, and it misses outside.
Well, much of the talk around the batting cage from the Brewer camp today was a lot of hard-hit baseballs right at Cincinnati Red fielders, and we saw that each and every game in the series. It wasn't for lack of hitting the ball hard.
Frustrating atom balls.
The old hang with them. Mark Johnson went on to say that he thought that the Brewers swung the bats as good yesterday as they have all season. They just weren't able to find holes. That was a pretty good changeup by Sterling Hitchcock, and Loretta able to hang with him.
Still at 1-2 on Mark Loretta, doing a nice job to battle with 2 strikes. Runner at second with 1 gone. There's a 58-foot breaking pitch, 2-2.
Good job by Hernandez, the veteran catcher. He's been around a while.
Carlos Hernandez spending his second season with San Diego. Dodger blue was all he knew for the first 10 years of his professional career. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Make it 3-2 now. Loretta doing a nice job to work it full after being behind with 2 strikes. That one start that Sterling Hitchcock made prior to tonight was good for just 3 innings. He allowed 3 runs on 3 hits, walked 2, struck out 2. It was a game San Diego would eventually win in 16 innings by a score of 4-3.
Yeah, those certainly aren't the kind of numbers that you would warrant getting pulled after 3 innings. He didn't give up any home runs.
May have been a situation in that start. It was on the 25th of April against Pittsburgh where Hitchcock hit a pitch count. Been working out of the bullpen exclusively since spring training. But it's not like you're talking about a guy that can't start. That was one of the major issues he had, one of the major points of contention he had with the Yankees team he came up with. He wanted to start in New York. There was no place for him to do that. Vigna running, pitch to Loretta, taken inside, throw to third, not in time. Stolen base, number 6 for Fernando Vigna.
Pretty good jump by Vigna. Wow. Well, you can see Hernandez made a good throw to third base. He was pretty quick. Now watch Hernandez. He tries to clear Loretta from behind. A good pitch to throw onto third base. The momentum going that way, but Loretta takes ball 4, and Vina able to steal the base.
Well, Loretta took inside, but apparently on the appeal they say he swung the bat.
Check swing.
Boy, it didn't look like it from here. That's recorded as a strikeout and a stolen base. So Vina's aboard with 2 away. Ball and no strikes on Jeremy Burnitz. So after the leadoff double, a couple of strikeouts for Hitchcock. 2-0 now. Jeremy struggled against left-handed starting this year. Versus left-handed pitching, he's hitting under 200 as compared to 323 from the right side. That's one of the things he's working on this year. It's not as though that comes as a great surprise. The quality of his at-bats against left-handers has been improving dramatically, however, and you take your successes in very small strides with something like that.
Well, and Hitchcock struggles against left-handed batters. Well, a green light on 3-0. Well, Phil Garner figuring his cleanup hitter didn't get a hit in 3 games. Why not turn him loose on 3-0? Hitchcock has that delivery pretty much straight over the top, which nullifies the advantage that he has against left-handed batters. A lot of your lefties that are very effective against left-handed batters will come sidearm, 3/4 at least. Get that lefty to pull off a little bit. Hitchcock doesn't do it. Very much like Ron Vallone.
Here's a payoff home to Burnitz. Check swing, comebacker. Hitchcock flags it down and gets Burnitz at first. Leadoff double, but the Brewers are turned away in the bottom of the 1st inning. We head to the 2nd, 1-0 San Diego.
Buy your yard for less money at Menards. Professional landscape fabric from Fabrascape lets water and nutrients pass through to plant roots while stopping weeds. A 3x50-foot roll is just $6.99. Mastermark Pro Edging has a diamond-shaped bottom to help keep it firmly in place. 40-foot rolls are now just $9.98 each. Get professional results for your yard with help from Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
You've always known Century has the finest USDA choice beef, lamb, and veal. So whether buying produce, dairy, fresh baked goods, or any of our assorted products from the deli, you know it's of the highest quality. This week, pick up USDA choice steaks, like T-bones for $3.88 a pound, or porterhouse for $3.98 a pound. And for a Mother's Day treat, fresh strawberries are only 68 cents a pint, with 12-ounce containers of Cool Whip for just 49 cents. More reasons why every great meal starts with Century.
3, 2, 1. It's the Pontiac Grand Am Countdown. Now available. Low 1.9% APR GMAC financing. Or choose cash back. $2,000 cash back on any new 98 Grand Am. Or get special lease rates. Now drive a new Grand Am for just $189 a month with a 48-month GMAC Smart Lease. But you better hurry. When these Grand Ams are gone, so are the deals. Grand Am Countdown. See your Pontiac Pace Centers today.
Oh, help.
Now you want help? Didn't need help eating those nachos. You still think you can eat like a kid?
Oh, my Lanta.
Wore off?
Yeah.
Want my Tagamet?
Please.
Don't say I never gave you anything.
Unlike regular antacids, Tagamet lasts for hours and hours. And Tagamet is fast, proven to start reducing stomach acid faster than Pepsid AC. With Tagamet, you can eat and sleep like a kid again.
To the top of the 2nd, 1-0 San Diego. Hernandez, Giovanola, and Gomez scheduled here in the top of the 2nd inning for San Diego. Run-scoring base hit off the bat of Tony Gwynn in the top of the 1st explains your 1-inning score. Carlos Hernandez doing a nice job in a platoon situation at catcher for Bruce Bochy's Padres. A former catcher is Bochy. Knows how to handle his backstops. Hernandez batting .316 over his last 5 starts.
And you got a pretty good guy from the left side of the plate, Greg Myers. He's got some good pop. Pretty good catcher. Used to be with the Twins and the Angels. As you mentioned on the open, a pretty good mix of veterans and young players on this ball club.
I don't know this to be fact, but when you think about over the past couple of years, there have been more trades involving catchers with the San Diego Padres than you'd believe. And some good players, too.
Brad Ausmus,
Brian Johnson.
John Flaherty.
I mean, those are real good quality major league catchers, and the Padres just seem to turn them over every year.
Well, Bruce Bochy was a San Diego Padre catcher. Manager Bruce Bochy. There he is. Pretty good one.
Here's a full count pitch to Carlos Hernandez. Hit well to left. Hit like a rocket. Newfield back on it. He gets past him. Hernandez on his way into second. A leadoff Padre double in the second inning.
Well, Newfield hasn't been in the outfield for quite some time. It's been Jeff Jenkins and Darren Jackson. That ball just fooled him. It looked like Newfield was going to be able to make the catch, but for some reason he reached up and the ball just wasn't there. Watch Newfield track. He had a pretty good angle on it and almost overran it. Going to go down as a double.
That ball was smoked right on the head. So a runner at second base to lead off the Padres second. Now it's Ed Giovanola from the left side. Giovanola getting a chance to play until further notice with the injury to Ken Caminiti. Ed Giovanola, pretty good utility guy, can play all the infield positions.
Now it's going to take 3 guys to replace Caminiti, and even then they probably won't be able to do it. Giovanola, Sheets, and Cianfranco. It's one of the best names in baseball, isn't it? Archie Cianfranco. Is that it?
Archie Cianfranco, yeah.
Cianfranco, okay.
Yeah, it's a tough one. Popped him up. Jammed him with a good pitch. Valentin for round number 1. So Hernandez has to stay at second.
Well, fans, for individual game tickets, call the Brewers phone center at 1-800-933-7890. Phone center hours are Monday through Friday 9 to 9, Saturday 9 to 5, and Sunday 11 to 5.
1 away for the shortstop, Chris Gomez. Gomez starts play at .239, no home runs, 8 runs batted in. He has started to heat up on the road trip. San Diego coming here from Florida, where Gomez was 5 for 16. That's your base runner, Hernandez at second. What do you think of Frank Pulley's strike call back there, the home plate umpire tonight?
Well, it's hard to tell if he's calling a ball or a strike, because even pitches out of the strike zone, he's been very loud. Well, this crew has been here. They were here for the Red Series, except for the second base umpire, Ed Rapano.
Yeah, this is the first time we've seen Pulley work the plate. Fly ball into right for Burnitz near the line. He runs it down, and again Hernandez has to stay put at second.
There's no way they're going to test Burnitz's arm out there in right field. The word is out, even with a San Diego team that's never seen him. Of course, they've seen each other in spring training. But it's very rare for the same umpiring crew, for the most part, to be here for 2 straight series.
Pitcher Sterling Hitchcock now. I myself am having trouble distinguishing between Frank Pulley's strike call and his desire to knock Mike Matheny out with a right cross. Got that punch.
And Matheny's probably going to get earplugs.
I like that. It's that quick jab. The Apollo Creed, stick and move, stick and move. I'll watch that all day. Here's the 0-1 from Mercedes. Lined into right, a base hit for Hitchcock. They're going to wave Hernandez to the plate. Throw home by Burnitz, not in time. 2-0 Padres.
And another base hit for a opposing pitcher. My goodness, David Weathers for Cincinnati hit a home run in the last series. Sterling Hitchcock with a big 2-out base hit. Well, you figure you're out of the woods, you got the pitcher coming up, and off-speed pitch up in the strike zone. He just lays the bat on it. Sterling Hitchcock batted 100 last year. Doesn't get many base hits, but that one sure counted.
It's his first at-bat of 1998, and Hitchcock comes through with an RBI knock. So 2-0 San Diego. Back to the top of the order now for Randy Sheets. Sheets was brought on as a defensive replacement in the bottom of the first after Kilvio Vera's jammed the shoulder sliding into second base on a stolen base.
All right, that's the kind of stuff that'll have Phil Garner just pacing the dugout, pulling his hair out. You get a leadoff double, you get a couple of guys to fly out, you figure you're in good shape. The pitcher coming up, base hit. That's the way it's been going.
Three balls and no strikes on Andy Sheets. Sheets came up with Seattle and had an unusual offseason in '97 prior to this current year. Switched uniforms a couple of times while never having even tried some of them on. He was selected by the Devil Rays as the 24th pick in the expansion draft this past November. But before he even got comfortable down there in the Tropicana Dome, he was traded to the Padres with Brian Boehringer in exchange for catcher John Flaherty. A foul ball in left. And again, not by much.
On another pitch up in the strike zone. Jose Mercedes getting his pitches up, and they're off speed. And just misses the foul line. A couple of inches. It's one thing to throw a lot of off-speed pitches, the curveball, the change-up. He did it in Los Angeles and pitched brilliantly for 6 innings, but you got to keep the ball down. Mercedes just isn't doing it yet.
Full on Andy Sheets, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Line shot back up the middle, a base hit. Hitchcock to second. A 2-out mini rally here in the second inning.
Center fielder Steve Finley.
Another Brewers would like to get at least 5 or 6 out of Mercedes tonight. Steve Woodard threw 3 innings yesterday. You got to wonder if he's going to be available today. Steve Woodard, the normal long man for the Brewers, out of the bullpen.
Here's Steve Finley now. He flew to center in the first inning on a pretty well hit baseball. Pops this one up. Matheny trying to make it stay in play. Not the case. Steve Finley came to San Diego in the deal that many Padre watchers call the trade that really turned the franchise around a few years ago. Came over from Houston along with Ken Caminiti and a cast of thousands in exchange for another cast of many players. That was a big trade. A lot of big name players. You don't see deals like that very often. December of '94, Houston sent Steve Finley, Ken Caminiti, Andahar Cedeno, Roberto Pedagini, Brian Williams, and a player to be named later to San Diego for Phil Plantier, Derek Bell, Pedro Martinez, Doug Brocail, Craig Shipley, and Ricky Gutierrez.
And half of the front office.
And we don't even have time to really go through the rest of that deal.
No, San Diego, I'll tell you, they don't have a problem making deals. San Diego makes a lot of trades with the Tigers. Randy Smith, the GM over in Detroit, used to be over there in San Diego. They do a lot of dealing. They're not afraid to pull the trigger.
No, certainly not. And that was a Randy Smith authored trade. A blockbuster. Here's the 0-2 to Finley. Swung on and ripped just foul down the right field line. I mean, they are just missing.
And every pitch is up in the strike zone. I'll tell you, you can just tee off on off-speed pitches that are at the belt. An 0-2 pitch, you figure Mercedes would try and bounce one. That was a good pitch to hit on 0-2.
Runners at first and second for San Diego. Hitchcock and Sheets aboard at second and first, respectively. 2 away, a run in here in the Padres' second. San Diego on top 2-zip. Mercedes from the set position. Lined into right. They're going to wave Hitchcock to the plate. The throw will come into second. A 2-out RBI single on an 0-2 pitch from Steve Finley. And it's 3-0 San Diego.
Well, this has just got to be a concentration thing with Jose tonight. Well, a couple of walking leads and stolen base. Didn't cover first. And everything's up in the strike zone, even an 0-2 pitch. That's probably what Don Rowe is heading out there to talk to Jose about. Watch where this pitch is. You've got a couple of pitches you can waste. Why throw a strike? That pitch is belt high right down the middle. You can see how deep Burnitz was playing. Finley has some pretty good power. Even Hitchcock able to get in there. A big 2-out base hit by Sterling Hitchcock has gotten himself 2 runs.
4 hits in the inning, including 3 strung together back to back to back with 2 away. 2 of those 3 good to score the 2 runs here in the second. 3-0 San Diego. Brewers in an early hole once again on this homestand.
And again, nobody up in the Brewer bullpen. Phil Garner is probably wondering who he can get up, if anybody.
And Tony Gwynn, of all people, due up next.
Well, Eldred only went 4 innings yesterday. That made Steve Woodard and Al Reyes both throw. Woodard 3 and Reyes threw 2. And those are your long guys.
We've talked about it with Mercedes in the past. Bounce back up the middle, a base hit. Tony Gwynn certainly due to get into this kind of act. Another run comes across, and it's 4-0 San Diego.
Well, it doesn't take Tony Gwynn long to figure out what a pitcher's going to try and do to him. First time up, he was way out in front of a couple of off-speed pitches. This time, Mercedes tries it again, and he waits back and hammers it right up the middle. Not a bad pitch. Pitch was a little up, but it was on the corner away from Gwynn, and he just shoots it up the middle. What's new?
Pair of RBI singles in 2 at-bats in Tony Gwynn, and this is his first appearance in Milwaukee. He likes it here already. Wally Joyner now. 3 runs in, runners at first and second with 2 away. Hey, you're an ex-teammate of Wally Joyner's.
Yeah.
Have you ever asked him what he thinks about his Bermanism nickname? Chris Berman calls him Wally Absorbing Joyner.
I don't even think he knows about it.
Oh, I gotta believe he does. Dan Needles, ladies and gentlemen. Dan Needles in the house, making the almost catch on that pop fly underneath us here in the press box. You should be ashamed of yourself, Needles.
He's not bleeding, though.
Wait for it to stop rolling and pick it up and take all the credit.
Yep.
That is tired. Next pitch to Joyner popped up, slicing towards the stands. Loretta giving chase, as is Matheny, and Michael Matheny makes the catch. That's a big 2-out catch by Matheny to stop the bleeding here in the second. 3 runs for San Diego, however, 3 runs on 5 hits. We've played an inning and a half. Padres lead at 4-zip.
Mark your calendar. The Brewers Seat Cushion Night is back. The first 20,000 fans on Friday, May 29th will receive a Milwaukee Brewers American Family Seat Cushion. You'll sit in comfort as the Brewers battle the world champion Florida Marlins. Travel to County Stadium, festivals, and other events all summer with this handy seat cushion. Call 414-933-9000 to get tickets for May 29th and the Brewers American Family Insurance Seat Cushion Night. It's a winning combination. Call 933-9000 today.
On Saturdays, your customers can receive 2-day packages from FedEx. Cost? An extra $10.
On Saturdays, your customers can receive 2- to 3-day priority mail packages from the U.S. Postal Service. Cost? $3, and there's no extra charge.
On Saturdays, your customers cannot receive 2-day packages from UPS. Sorry.
So, what's your priority? Priority mail from the U.S. Postal Service.
And the pitch. Swinging a line drive. With the bullet passed away, Allen's taken.
Which is North America's most popular big game animal.
Shaquille O'Neal is not with
Oh, look at that.
You've got Fox Sports News.
MSC, your ultimate sports connection.
Well, the Brewers with a bit of a hole to jump out of here tonight. 4-0 San Diego as we head to the bottom of the second inning. Still very early in this one. Grissom and Newfield and Valentine against left-hander Sterling Hitchcock. Grissom swings on the first offering and pops into left. Greg Vaughn knows how to play left field at County Stadium. 1 away.
Left fielder, number 10, Mark Newfield.
Well, let's check out our GMC leaderboard tonight. Tonight is the National League batting average champ, so far anyway. Walt Weiss, there's a name you wouldn't figure on, 418. Ante Bichette having a pretty good year, 394. And Tony Gwynn, got to believe he's going to climb up that board before it's all said and done.
Tony Gwynn among the batting leaders. That's a novel approach. Mark Newfield with a little dunker. That's trouble. It'll drop in for a base hit.
Now the Brewers need to get on the board pretty quick here. You don't want to fall too far behind. Not how hard you hit him, it's where you place him. Newfield dropped that one in perfect. The Giovanola, no chance. Steve Finley has no chance on it. Base hit.
So Newfield aboard with 1 away, and now it's Jose Valentine. Jose has struggled against Hitchcock in the past. In Hitchcock's 2 American League stints with the Yankees and Seattle, limited Valentine to just a 1-for-13 line career. Newfield not a threat to run from first.
No, there hasn't been until the last couple of years that Valentine has made the kind of improvement that we have seen batting from the right side of the plate. Still a much better hitter from the left side, but has really improved the last couple of years batting right-handed.
Two balls and a strike. Does a nice job to lay off that time.
He almost tempted as a switch hitter to go up there and bat left-handed against Hitchcock. He's had a lot of problems facing lefties over his career.
Two and one. Valentine ranks among National League leaders this year, along with Jeremy Burnitz, for that matter, in pitches seen per plate appearance. Both Jeremy and Jose take a look at just about 4 or 5 pitches every AB before they go up there and take their swing.
Well, and that's something that's new, too. Jeremy Burnitz, even today, will tell you that he just goes up there hacking, looking for the baseball. He's really not a guy that looks for pitches. But Jeremy not afraid to take a walk, and Valentine this year in particular really taking a lot.
It's funny when you talk to Jeremy about something like that, because as you mentioned, he is a self-described hacker. But he was on that list last year as well.
Yeah.
He takes a look at a lot of pitches. He doesn't give himself nearly the credit that he deserves.
That's just throwing a line. You know how he is.
Yeah, it's part of the act.
Not trying to get to the real Jeremy Burnitz kind of thing. Jeremy knows what he's doing up there. He leads you to believe otherwise, though.
Full count, 3-2 on Jose Valentin with Newfield off first. The Brewers in a 4-0 hole in the second. A swing and a miss, strike 3.
Well, it looks like a lot of change-ups and a lot of fastballs from Hitchcock, and that's the last pitch that Valentin swung through. Looked like a changeup way out in front. And you see a batter take the top hand off like that. Most times he's fooled, and he was on the changeup.
Here's Mike Matheny now. Michael swinging the bat very well. Got the average up to 306, couple of home runs, 6 runs batted in. Mike has hit safely in 16 of his last 18 ball games. He was 1 for 4 yesterday against Cincinnati.
Matheny, one of the big surprises coming into May so far. We got that average up over 300. Real important for the number 8 hitter in the National League lineup to get on base. That means the pitcher gets to bat and he's really not clogging up the order the following inning.
Ball and a strike. 1-2. Hitchcock working quickly. He has struck out 3 so far in an inning and 2/3. From the stretch with a runner on. Popped him up. Slicing, trying to get out of play. Joyner's over there, leans into the camera well and makes a catch. That'll do it in the Brewers' second. Nothing comes of the 1-out single by Mark Newfield. We played 2. 4-0 Padres.
This is a demonstration of how people view you at Miller Time. Results based on studies using Sports Illustrated swimsuit model Rebecca Romaine. Your results may vary.
You know, with my job, you get some really great stuff. Tone probe, manhole hooks, pole climbers. I prefer a ladder. I'm a field technician for Ameritech. Here's my newest tool. Hi, this is Linda with Ameritech. Now we can let people know when we're coming. I'll be there in about 25 minutes. 25 minutes is great. Thought I'd have to wait all day. Nobody has to wait and wonder, you know. Keeps everybody saner. Hi, the phone company using phones to help people? There's a concept.
Kids, collect the souvenir Six Flags Great America Jeremy Burnitz poster on Saturday, May 30th. See the Brewers and Jeremy battle the world champion Florida Marlins. And the first 10,000 kids 14 and under go home with an awesome Burnitz poster. Plus, each poster includes a Six Flags Great America $5 admission discount. Call 414-933-9000 to get your Saturday, May 30th tickets to the Six Flags Great America Jeremy Burnitz poster night.
When news breaks, we are there. When the big stars we welcome Kareem, Evander Holyfield with Roger Clemens tell their stories.
But I'll never shut the critics up.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Fox Sports News Prime Time is there.
Now, I can really say Charles is the best player in the country.
On the field, in the clubhouse, or behind the scenes, our team's got you covered. Fox Sports News Prime Time. We are there. Weeknights at 10.
Greg Vaughn to lead off the top of the third for San Diego. Vaughn, Hernandez, and Giovanola here in the San Diego third. Padres on top 4-0 early tonight. Matt Vasgersian, Bill Schroeder, and producer-director Wade Rowland. Vaughn's pop out in the first, retired the side. 0-1 from Mercedes is yanked foul. Oh, man.
Well, that's one place you don't want to leave a fastball or anything to Greg Vaughn, inner half. Anything down, out, away from him, Vaughn, he's always had trouble. A good mistake hitter, particularly on the fastball.
The 0-2 misses inside. Hey, Vaughn's Valley's back open for business tonight.
A sign from the past. A little smaller now.
You know, those folks out there were fickle last year. They had Voigt's Valley out there in honor of Captain Jack Voigt.
Yeah.
If your last name begins with a V and you play left at County Stadium, there's going to be a sign for you.
Or you can hit it out there.
That helps. Call, strike 3. Vaughn didn't like the call over the inner portion.
Well, everybody in the ballpark expecting Mercedes to throw Vaughn away. Vaughn thought so too. This time the fastball right off the inside corner. Mercedes got a little bit of help from Frank Pulley.
Did you notice on the punch out, Frank Pulley threw the left? He's jabbing with the right, strike 1, strike 2. He knocks you out with the left. I like it.
A little bit of Eric Gregg in him, isn't he?
Yeah.
Got the jab going.
A little bit. A little bit of Jake LaMotta in him, too. Popped into right by Hernandez. Burnitz is out there for it. 2 out here in the 3rd. You know, we've talked about this before with Mercedes. It's generally when he gets into the 5th, 6th, 7th inning, and it was the case last year, the fact that he has one tough inning and then can smooth things out.
Well, that certainly happened in Los Angeles, didn't it? 6 runs in the 7th inning. Join the Brewers for Henry's Upper Grand Slam Tuesdays. Receive half-price upper grandstand seats all season long and an additional $1 discount with a Henry salad dressing label. Call 933-9000 for tickets.
Here's that Giovanola now with 2 away. Guy has spent the part of the last 3 seasons up and down with the Atlanta Braves between the big league club and their AAA Richmond affiliate. Ground to Davina, it eats him up. Giovanola's aboard. Score that as a single for Giovanola with 2 away.
Well, it looked like a ball that Fernando was going to be able to come up with. It looked like it skipped just under his glove, anticipating the hop to be a little bit higher. Stayed down on him, and Giovanola gets himself a base hit. See how close he comes. Well, actually, the glove was a little bit too far over. Kind of misread it.
Here's Chris Gomez now with 2 away and a runner on. Of the 7 hits tonight by San Diego, 5 of them have come with 2 away. To 2-0 now on Chris Gomez. Gomez is a guy acquired by San Diego in one of those catcher deals. Came over from the Tigers along with John Flaherty in exchange for Brad Ausmus and Andujar Cedeno, another one of those Randy Smith deals.
Chris Gomez at one time was supposed to be the guy that replaced Alan Trammell in Detroit. Just didn't work out for him. Kind of tough to replace Alan Trammell, though.
Yeah, I'll tell you that.
A little bit of pressure.
If you don't hit like 500, that's rough. That's rough duty.
Yeah, he's got some pop for a shortstop, though. Good shortstop, pretty good arm. Good arm.
There's ball 4. Mercedes loses him on 4 pitches. He gets through Vaughn and Hernandez seemingly with no trouble, then loses Giovanola to the single. And now the base on balls to Gomez, and that'll bring up the pitcher, Sterling Hitchcock, who, as we saw back in the 2nd inning, is no patsy out. That at-bat back in the second was Hitchcock's first of the season. And he cashed in a big way. RBI single. He's aggressive up there.
Well, that certainly wasn't the same swing that he put on the ball when he got his base hit. This pitch a little bit more on the outside part of the plate, and you can see him pulling ahead. Anything outside, he doesn't have a chance.
0-2.
So you come in. How much I know, right?
Yeah, well, they'll make a liar out of you yet. Runners at first and second. Gomez and Giovanola with 2 away. 4-0 San Diego. Padres batting in the top of the third. Another knock for Sterling Hitchcock. Gotta be kidding me. 5-0 San Diego.
That pitch was right down the middle. Look at Hitchcock flexing his muscles. Some more 2-out damage from Jose Mercedes tonight. Boy, the second inning was trouble after 2 outs, and Hitchcock in the middle of both of them. You can see a little bit upset with himself. You can see Matheny wants the ball up. It's up, but it's right down the middle. I can't remember any ball that has bounced in the dirt tonight from Mercedes. Everything up in the strike zone.
Sterling Hitchcock's got to be feeling good about himself. A couple of RBI singles in his first 2 at-bats of 1998. And prior to last season with San Diego, Sterling Hitchcock was a guy who didn't do much swinging to the bat. Came up with the Yankees, then to Seattle. This National League pitchers hitting for themselves was garbage as far as he was concerned. He's cashing in, let me tell you. Andy Sheets, the batter, 0-1. 0-1 pitch to him is hit a bunch to left. Good night now. Oh, my goodness. A 3-run bomb for Andy Sheets. And this hole is getting bigger with every minute. Nothing San Diego.
Well, there's still no activity in the Brewer bullpen, and that is the reason that we talked about earlier. There's really nobody to get up. Both of the long guys threw in yesterday's ball game. Andy Sheets showing some muscle. Goodness.
Andy Sheets, the author of 4 major league home runs entering the season. That's his 3rd of 98 and an estimated 412 feet. That was no cheapie. Al Reyes up in the Brewer bullpen. 2 balls and a strike on Steve Finley. Some serious carnage early in this ball game, folks. 8 runs on 9 San Diego hits. 8 runs on 10 San Diego hits as Finley is aboard.
Well, there's not really any mystery as to why Mercedes is getting hit tonight. Pitches up in the strike zone, off-speed pitches, fastballs. And Mercedes really doesn't have the kind of velocity that he can get away with pitching upstairs.
Well, Don Rowe wants to come and chat about it.
Now, you still have to hit the baseball. You've got to tip your hat to these San Diego Padres. I mean, you can put them on a tee, and you can still make some outs, but they're finding everything they hit is finding a hole.
Right fielder, Tony Wynn.
When you're struggling as Reyes, or rather as Mercedes is tonight, the last guy that you want to see coming up there after 4 runs across the plate in 1 inning and 8 all told is Tony Gwynn. Gwynn's got a pair of RBI knocks already tonight. 1-0.
And this is the kind of night that will decimate a bullpen. We talked about Cal Eldred only was able to go 4 innings yesterday. Both of the long men threw. Reyes is going to throw, but he can't throw long.
Wind pops up. This should stay playable for Loretta. And the top of the third is in the books. 4 more runs for San Diego, however. The big bomb, the home run by Andy Sheets, rather. We've played 2.5, and it's 8-0 Pods.
I'll tell you when. I'll tell you when.
What would you say to 4.8% on a Toyota Camry? Just 4.8 APR financing for 48 months on America's #1 selling car. Or you can get a $229 a month lease for a Consumer's Digest Best Buy. Whether you buy or lease, you could say the Camry is close to perfect, but far from expensive. This is a TMCC lease available through your Toyota dealer. Each dealer negotiates his own terms, so hurry.
Learn blackjack in a flash. In this exclusive TV offer, you can purchase Flashjack, the basic strategy system which has helped players of all levels master blackjack. Flashjack is a patented learning device based on 30 years of computer simulation. Flashjack has proven there is a correct way to play every hand of blackjack. Blackjack features colorful flashcards that allow you to easily learn when to hit, stand, split, and double down. No need for card counting, no need for guesswork. Confidence in playing every hand correct.
I have mastered basic strategy using Flashjack. In fact, I found Flashjack easy and fun to use. I would recommend Flashjack to any blackjack player from beginner to advanced.
Flashjack includes 45 flashcards along with an instruction book. Flashjack is only $19.95 plus $4.95 shipping. And as a bonus, you'll receive 4 wallet-sized refresher cards. To order Flashjack, call 1-800-441-3157. Flashjack is a money-back guarantee. Call now.
Bottom half of the third. It'll be the pitcher, Jose Mercedes, followed by top of the order, Vina and Cirillo here for the Brewers. Big deficit in this one for the Brewers early. 8-0 San Diego. Padres scored a run in the first and have not looked back. On a night like tonight, when your pitcher gives up 8 runs on 10 hits through 3 innings, it's unusual to see him hitting in his turn in the order, but as Bill has explained, the Brewers are thin as far as long relief is concerned tonight. And this tells you that Phil Garner needs to get more mound time out of Jose.
Yeah. On a game like this, not that Phil Garner is throwing in the towel and saying, all right, we lost. We're not saying that at all, but what he is doing, he's managing for the long term. He's managing for the entire series. You don't want to burn your whole bullpen out, especially when you're down 8-0 early. That and the fact that he might want to keep Mercedes out there to try and find something and work toward his next start. Let's see Ronnie Nedset get an inning tonight. Ronnie will go out there. There he is. He'll pitch a couple innings.
There's a payoff home to Mercedes, and that's fouled away.
Yeah, this game isn't over yet. It was a game a few years ago. I think it was 1988. The Cubs were down 9-0. I think it was to the Cardinals. And they came back and won an extra inning. So never over till it's over.
It happens.
Yes, it does.
That's why you play all them innings. Three balls and 2 strikes on Jose Mercedes, leading off the bottom of the third. Sterling Hitchcock, working with an 8-run cushion, wants to do nothing but throw strikes. Over Hitchcock. Shortstop Gomez is there. Throw to first is just in time to get Mercedes.
Right, how about that hustle by Mercedes? He made that a close play.
Give him credit.
He almost beat it. Never say die at it. You see the crowd. They give him a little applause for that effort. Well, normally you see a pitcher just jogging half-heartedly down the line, but not Mercedes. Just does get him.
So one away for top of the order, Fernando Vina. You talk about great comebacks. Remember in August of 1990, Philadelphia came back to score 9 runs in the 9th inning and beat Los Angeles. There's a dunker for Vina that drops. Nando's 2 for 2 tonight.
Yeah, I remember that.
A 9-run 9th. San Diego, or rather Philadelphia, comes back to win that game 12-11.
Well, never say die attitude by Fernando Vina, whether it be 0-0 or 15-0. Fernando wants to get his base hits. Hit number 42 for Fernando.
Here's Cirillo now with 1 away and a runner aboard. Here's the quote on that comeback. I love this line. John Kruk, who certainly was never at a loss for words during his tenure in the big leagues. That pop will reach the seats. Kruk says, quote, "Let's be honest. We're losing by 8 runs, 11-3. And all I'm thinking about at that point is getting back to the hotel by midnight because that's when room service closes. And all of a sudden we start getting hits and more hits. And I'm saying, I'm not going to make it. If you're not going to get room service, you might as well win."
Yeah, there you go. That sounds like John Kruk.
0-1 on Jeff Cirillo.
Well, he was one of the good guys in baseball. Really sad to see him go out the way he did.
What's he doing these days? You have any idea?
I don't know. I was watching a ball game on television. They showed him in the stands. Hair was down to his shoulders and sipping a beverage of his choice.
He's a West Virginia boy, isn't he?
Yeah. Good guy. Tried to come back with the White Sox a few years ago.
Baseball can't get enough John Kruks. He's a baseball player. You know, he certainly wasn't chipped out of granite. You know, he wasn't running the combines in high school looking for a football scholarship. But he was a great hitter, a great player to watch play. Remember the All-Star game appearance he had against Randy Johnson?
Yeah.
Here's the 0-2 to Cirillo. Swung on and missed strike 3. Jeff wasn't really behind that swing.
Well, Sterling Hitchcock's job is to get the Brewers and throw strikes. That looked like a backdoor slider or cut fastball. Cirillo gave up on it, realized it was coming back, and had to swing.
2 gone now for Mark Loretta. Hey, speaking of ex-Phillies, I saw the other day where Mitch Williams was the PA announcer at Veterans Stadium last week during a game.
Oh.
He's got a bar that he runs outside of in suburban Philly. And I guess he closed up early one night. When did the PA at the vet?
Wow.
How about that?
What happened to the real guy?
Who knows? How much grief do you think he gets in that bar of his for serving up that home run to Joe Carter in the series?
Yeah. Lots.
Yeah.
People in Philly booed Mike Schmidt. Booed Santa Claus at an Eagles football game.
Yeah.
Well, when you boo Santa Claus, you got to figure everybody's up for grabs.
Evil, evil. That's one of Bob Uecker's greatest lines as well. They asked Ueck when he was playing there, what do you suppose these people do here in Philadelphia, Bob, when you guys aren't playing? And he said they go to the airport and boo bad landings. 2 balls and a strike on Mark Loretta. Loretta struck out in the first, 1 of 4 punch-outs for Sterling Hitchcock tonight so far. Two away, a runner at first for the Brewers, down 8-zip in the bottom of the 3rd. Grounded past Gomez into center. Vina to second.
Well, get a couple guys on and let's see if somebody can hit a long one. Get yourself back in this ball game. Peck away.
So now it's Burnett's with runners at first and second and 2 gone. Sterling Hitchcock has very good career numbers against the Brewers. 4-1, a 3.43 ERA in 8 games.
And he gave the Brewers trouble when he was with Seattle. Of course, Seattle was a very tough place for the Brewers to play. It's always been.
Hitchcock in front, 0-1. Slider misses outside. 1-1 now to Burnitz.
Hitchcock used to throw a split-fingered fastball back then. The New York Yankees and Seattle had some elbow problems. And that pitch, as we've talked about many times, is very hard on the elbow. He had trouble with it and went with a changeup instead.
Well, each major league organization that Sterling Hitchcock has been with has been quick to sing the praise of his stuff. Guy's got great stuff. It's a question of translating the stuff into wins. Padres are glad to have a guy like Hitchcock around. To 3-1 now on Jeremy Burnitz. Marquise Grissom waiting on deck. Here's a 3-1 home to Jeremy. Swung on and missed. Took something off that time.
I want to see Jeremy trying to get the Brewers 3 quick runs. Pitch up in the strike zone, unable to catch up with it. That did look like a changeup. You don't see many of those lefty to lefty.
So now it's run full 3-2. There's a payoff with the runners in motion. Popped him up. Sheets at third base is there to make the catch and retire the side in the third. 3 innings of baseball in the books at County Stadium. We head to the fourth. 8-0 San Diego. Top of the fourth, Wally Joyner, Greg Vaughn, and Carlos Hernandez for the Padres. San Diego on top of the Brewers, 8-0. First ever meeting between the Padres and Brewers. And through the first 3 innings, it has been a rather lopsided affair. 8 runs on 10 hits for the Padres against Jose Mercedes. And that one gets a piece of Wally Joyner.
Mercedes trying to come inside on some of these Padres hitters. See, that one just gets a piece of the shirt, no damage. Boy, if it hit him, it just barely hit him.
Just ruffled the jersey a little bit. That's why you don't like to wear them too tight. So Greg Vaughn 0-1 on the foul ball. Vaughn having a good road trip. 6 for 16 with a home run at Florida. 0 for 2 currently tonight. There was a lot of pressure put on Greg Vaughn. Fans will recall right after that trade from Milwaukee, the Padres wanted him to produce immediate results. He did in part. He's paid to hit the long ball. He did some of that. The batting average wasn't where fans wanted to see it out there in San Diego. Big fly out to center. Grissom back, track, fence, leaps, and can't bring it back. Greg Vaughn's 7th of the year. You know, that one's got to feel particularly good for him. He's hit a few balls out there in his day.
Well, Greg Vaughn hit a lot of home runs here in Milwaukee and chalk up one more. Well, it looked like he just got underneath the one. You got to hit him pretty good to get him out in center field. Not much of a wind here at County Stadium tonight, but Greg Vaughn, one of the few guys that can miss a pitch and still hit it out of the ballpark. You talk about sheer power. Greg Vaughn certainly does have it. Watch the swing. Looked like Marquise had a pretty good shot at catching it, just out of his reach.
Carlos Hernandez, a batter, hits a fly ball into foul territory on the left side of the infield that's handled. So 1 away as Hernandez pops out. And now it's Ed Giovanola, the batter.
See, Mark Loretta wants to foul ball. First out.
So 1 away now for Giovanola. Every Padres starter has been on base tonight so far. Giovanola lines to the opposite field. He's aboard. Looks like possibly extra bases. Newfield gets to it. Sliding in safely is Giovanola with the 12th Padre hit of the contest.
Well, you just got to wonder how long Phil Garner is going to allow Mercedes to get out, stay out there. And sooner or later, he's got to come out. Obviously, with not much stuff on the baseball today. This is one of those situations that you're just a sacrificial lamb. Not a whole lot that Phil Garner can do. Doesn't want to burn the bullpen out. 10-0. Al Reyes warming up in the bullpen.
Well, they're going to make the move here. That'll be all for Mercedes tonight. He leaves having allowed the 10 runs on 12 hits. And certainly Jose is aware of the circumstances, as you mentioned, Bill. He knows that it's thin behind him. And he knows that's likely why he stuck around as long as he did tonight. Well, a big hole for the Brewers. Reyes going to try and stop the bleeding.
Nobody does it like you, the way that you do. Nobody's got the power to please me.
The Hoover Steam Vac Ultra has 5 rotating brushes. Plus, it has a powered hand tool with 2 more brushes. It cleans like a whole crew of professionals. So, you know, there's really no comparison.
Hoover, nobody
Steam Vac Ultra.
does it like you.
Send your package in 2 days with FedEx, and people are impressed. Cost up to $11.
Send your package in 2 days with UPS, and people are impressed. Cost up to $11.
Send your package in 2 to 3 days with priority mail from the U.S. Postal Service, and people are impressed. Cost $3.
So, 11, 11, 3. What's your priority? Priority mail from the U.S. Postal Service.
This beautiful ocean view is brought to you by John Brugger's parents, Wisconsin Electric customers who recently replaced their old water heater with a new energy-efficient model to save energy, money, and the environment. What are you doing to save energy? It's easier than you think.
Fans, at top of the 4th inning tonight is our snapper mow him down inning. If the Brewer pitcher had mowed down the opposing batters 3 up, 3 down by any means, Pauline Sherbarth of Milwaukee would have won a snapper walk mower valued at $350. You can register by sending a postcard to Snapper Mow 'em Down inning, care of MSC, Riverfront Plaza, 1110 North Old World 3rd Street, Milwaukee 53203. This is not a 1-2-3 inning, as a couple of the runs have scored, but had there been a 1-2-3 inning, Pauline Sherbarth would have been a winner of a snapper walk mower. It's Al Reyes from the bullpen.
Al Reyes in his 10th ball game tonight. He's been pitching very well. Has not given up a run since April 10th, when he gave up 3 runs against the Mets here at County Stadium. 9 2/3 innings, 9 hits, 11 strikeouts.
Chris Gomez will face him. Runner at second is Giovanola. Al Reyes pitched 2 innings yesterday against Cincinnati. Gave up a hit, struck out 3, walked 1. Got out of a scoring situation by Cincinnati in the 8th. A couple of runners aboard.
Reyes has come up big for the Brewers in the last week or so. Picked up the victory in the extra inning ball game in Los Angeles. Threw well yesterday. Really got a good handle on that changeup this year. Good fastball, excellent changeup.
A ball and a strike on Chris Gomez. You know, I finally pinned down the Frank Pulley strike call there. You know what it is? It's Billy Idol.
Okay.
It's Billy Idol dancing with myself.
I wouldn't have known that.
Watch, check this out. And I'm dancing with. Oh, you can't see it there. We'll get a shot of it. You know, Billy Idol can't dance. Here's a little nugget for you, Bill.
Okay.
Billy Idol, not a dancer. So the guy that directed that video said, why don't you just punch with your fists? It'll look like, you know, you're some cool rock and roll guy.
You're into it, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
No one will know you can't dance.
Maybe I should try that.
You'd kill somebody. That's not a good idea. 2-2 on Gomez. Slicing liner that's going to drop in the corner and right. And the hits just keep on coming for San Diego. Burnitz has trouble fishing it out of the corner. Giovanola scores, and Gomez is into third.
Well, everything the Padres are putting their bat on seems to be falling in for a base hit. And Chris Gomez just serving one out to right field just inside the line, and not sure he's going to get a double or a double and an error or a triple. You see the pitch tailing back over the plate, inside out stroke just inside the right field line. Watch Jeremy, he's got trouble down the corner. No, he didn't fumble it around. That's got to be a triple.
Sterling Hitchcock, the pitcher now, 2 for 2, couple of RBIs, 2 runs scored. Well, you can close the book on Jose Mercedes, and it's a book he would prefer never to read again. He went 3 1/3, allowed 11 earned runs on 12 hits, walked 2, struck out 1, hit 1 batter. And this is a game that's going to stick in his ERA for quite some time, unfortunately.
Well, it's going to stick in the ERA of the ball club, too. Brewers coming in, leading the National League in earned run average. 11 earned runs in 3+ innings. That'll put a damper on that.
A ball and 2 strikes on Sterling Hitchcock.
Now, this is the kind of ball club or ball game that you really have to be careful if you're a San Diego Padre. You don't want to be rubbing it in the faces of the Brewers. You want to be taking extra bases, stealing. That pitch was right down the middle.
2 away. Strikeout for Reyes. And now it's top of the order, Andy Sheets. Sheets did not start tonight. He was a late replacement. Game had begun. Top of the first. Kilvio Vera slid into second base, jammed his left shoulder. Enter Andy Sheets in the bottom half of the first. And certainly that's a decision that you don't want to say was a good one, because Kilvio Veras was removed due to injury. But it's worked out well for Sheets. He has singled and hit a 3-run home run tonight. 2-0. Base runner at third is Gomez. 11-0 Padres. Heading to the gap in right center. It'll split Burnitz and Grissom, driving a run. Sheets a perfect 3 for 3 with 4 RBI, and it's 12-0 San Diego.
Well, if you don't think hitting is contagious, don't talk to the San Diego Padres. Everything that they're swinging at is finding some turf. Still another base hit, 14 hits in 3+ innings. Goodness.
Steve Finley, the batter now. Finley's 2 for 3 with an RBI tonight. A rough night early for the Brewer pitching staff, let me tell you. Line to Valentin, picks up on 1 hop. That will do it in the San Diego 4th. Not without 4 more Padres scores. Through 3 1/2, 12-0 Chargers.
Don't drive drunk.
Clean up with car care savings at Menards. Save on son-of-a-gun products from STP. Protect and Tire Care and Tire Glaze are all just $1.88 each. Son-of-a-gun car wash is just 87 cents after rebate. Thompson's Deck Wash removes dirt and mildew in only 10 minutes. Just spray it on and rinse off. No scrubbing needed. On sale now for just $2.79 a gallon. Menards is your spring savings headquarters.
Save big money at Menards.
How would you feel about 4.8% on a Toyota Corolla? Just 4.8 APR financing for 48 months on the best-selling car in history. Or you can get a $149 a month lease for a Consumer's Digest Best Buy. Whether you buy or lease, you may feel the Corolla is the perfect marriage of style and dependability every day. This is a TMCC lease available through your Toyota dealer. Each dealer negotiates his own terms. Get to your Toyota dealer now.
We head to the bottom of the fourth inning tonight. Padres on top of the Brewers big, 12-0.
Well, this copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the Milwaukee Brewers and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form without the express written consent of the Milwaukee Brewers.
Marquise Grissom will lead off the bottom of the fourth for the Brewers. Grissom, Newfield, and Valentine. Sterling Hitchcock working with a big lead, 12-0 San Diego. In an unusual scheduling quirk tonight, the Brewers and the Cincinnati Reds are the only teams from the National League's Central Division in action tonight. Everybody else, St. Louis, Pittsburgh, Chicago. Who am I missing? Houston. They've all got the night off. Popped up, slicing towards the corner and foul. But in other games tonight, San Francisco out in front of Florida 4-0 in the bottom of the fourth. In the bottom of the ninth, Colorado all over the Phillies at the Vet 11-2. Top of the seventh at Shea. Arizona shutting out New York 1-0. Jeff Suppan spinning the gem for the D-backs. Bottom of the eighth inning, LA and Atlanta tied at 2s. And 1 is a final. Cincinnati stays hot. They've now won 3 in a row. They defeated Montreal 4-1.
No runs in Colorado. I should say Arizona.
Yeah, hard to believe.
Yeah, that's a hitter's ballpark.
It's at Shea.
Shea. Okay, now I understand.
Tell you what, though, Arizona has not done a whole lot of shutting out this year.
No.
Even at a place like Shea, that's a pretty big game for them. 2-2 to Grissom, fouled into the seats. Only 2 games in the American League today as well. A very limited schedule there. Chicago is at Anaheim, and Toronto is at Oakland. Those games will be getting underway shortly.
How about the Rocket the other day, huh?
Yeah.
Roger Clemens shutting out Oakland.
Two to Grissom is bounced to third. Good pickup by Sheets. Throw to first gets him.
Well, you got to wonder how long Marquise is going to be in this ball game tonight. Hampered by that sore leg. Might be a good opportunity to rest him. Marquise going down and getting a low pitch, and good play by Andy Sheets.
1 away for Mark Newfield. You know, speaking of the American League, did you see today a rather surprising turn of events in the bid for ownership of the Kansas City Royals? Number of different interest groups vying for control financially of the Kansas City team. When Ewing Kauffman passed, the team went into a trust. It is not technically owned by any one party, but that will change at the end of the season, as this year interested parties can bid on the club. There are a number of parties involved. George Brett and his brothers were one of the parties, but today, in a rather surprising move, George Brett went and backed Lamar Hunt's group. Lamar Hunt, the owner of the Kansas City Chiefs.
That's not Lamar Hunt. That's the Maniac.
Never seen it a party in the same place, however. There's a called strike 3 to Mark Newfield. Pretty good pitch by Sterling Hitchcock.
A steady diet of off-speed pitches away. Then he'll shoot the inside corner and freeze him out. That's a good pitch. You don't have to throw hard to throw inside.
2 away now for Valentin. Bear in mind tonight that although Sterling Hitchcock leads 12-0, the shutout is just as important to him as the win, I would say. He's pitching like it's 1-0 San Diego because this is a guy that's trying to tell people, hey, I want to be a starting pitcher.
And in talking to some of the San Diego folks before the ball game, this is a big start for him. There's a kid down in AAA named Matt Clement who is really pitching well. He's a right-hander. And if Hitchcock wasn't able to do the job tonight, he might have well been out to the bullpen, and they would have brought up Clement. So he is pitching for his proverbial starting life.
And pitching a very good ball game through 3 2/3. Valentin out in front, 2-2.
It looks like his friends, the Padres, the hitters at least, are backing Hitchcock in his bid to stay in the rotation. Picking up 12 big runs for him.
Grounded to the left side. Good diving stop by Gomez. Throw to first will not be in time, however, and Valentin's aboard with a 2-out base hit.
And we talked about the abilities of Chris Gomez at shortstop. They were never doubted. Got some pop with the bat from time to time, a good arm, but no way he's going to get Valentin on that play.
So Mike Matheny the batter now. Valentin at first with 2 away.
Now, one of the stipulations, as you talked about, Mr. Kaufman and his desire to keep Kansas City, keep the franchise in Kansas City.
Well hit to left. Vaughn back in the valley, and this one is gone. Mike Matheny ends the shutout. Brewers trying to scratch back tonight. 12-2 San Diego.
Well, you got to walk before you can run. Down by 12 runs. You keep swinging the bat. You don't give up at bats, and Mike Matheny certainly took advantage of his. A 2-out infield base hit by Valentin allowed Matheny to hit his home run. Fastball in on his hands. That's the pitch that he locked out Newfield on a couple of batters ago, and this one ends up in the seats.
Home run number 3 for Matheny, his 7th and 8th RBI of the year. And Al Reyes will have an at-bat with 2 away. This is the first at-bat of the season for Al Reyes. In fact, the first in his big league career. And a quick called strike 3 on Reyes. So after the 2-run home run by Matheny, Hitchcock makes quick work of the pitcher. The Brewers do get a pair in the 4th. We'll head to the 5th. 12-2 Padres.
Hello from Plank Road. Want to win a truck? Well, sure you do. So, go buy some Ice House. If you find one of these cans, you get to do this. He got it. Of course, you'll aim for the target back there, not at Sparky. To review, buy beer, win keg, launch keg, hit target, win truck. Are we crystal? Thanks, and enjoy.
Things are really picking up at your GMC dealer during GMC Pick Your Pickup Days going on right now. Take your pick from any new 1998 Sierra full-size pickup, regular cabs, 4x4s, two-wheel drives, even third-door models, and you'll find a great deal, like low 1.9% APR GMAC financing on all Sierra regular cab models that could save you an average of $25.61. GMC Pick Your Pickup Days. There's no better time to pick up a new Sierra going on right now at your GMC dealer.
Want a mower that's fast and fun? Introducing Snapper's new Yard Cruiser. Designed right, the Yard Cruiser's joystick control allows you to point and go with super responsive zero-turn steering. With easy access, superior visibility,
and a pivoting frame that glides over the contours of your lawn, cutting your mowing time virtually in half.
Snapper. Anything less just won't cut it.
Call 1-800-SNAPPER for the dealer nearest you.
Help.
Now you want help? Didn't need help eating those nachos. You still think you can eat like a kid?
Oh, my Lanta.
Wore off.
Yeah.
Want my Tagamet?
Please.
Don't say I never gave you anything.
Unlike regular antacids, Tagamet lasts for hours and hours, and Tagamet is fast, proven to start reducing stomach acid faster than Pepsid AC. With Tagamet, you can eat and sleep like a kid again.
Tony Gwynn will lead off the San Diego fifth. Gwynn, Joyner, and Vaughn here against reliever Al Reyes. Bounce past a diving Cirillo into right. 3 hits. What's new for Tony Gwynn tonight?
Well, Tony Gwynn, it doesn't matter what the score is when he's at bat. As you mentioned, you need 220 hits coming into the season to get 3,000. He's got a pretty good shot at it. This is his 41st hit this year.
Wally Joyner now. Defensive change for the Brewers, as Bill guessed. Marquise Grissom is done for the night and replaced by Darren Jackson here in the 5th inning. 2-0 on Wally Joyner. You know, when you talk about Tony Gwynn, you talk about that ascent towards 3,000 hits. This year, he moved past George Sisler into 36th place all time, and did that this past Thursday with a base hit at Florida. And certainly as we progress this year, you're going to be hearing about more guys he's leapfrogging as he gets closer to the very elite group of 3,000 hit guys.
And we mentioned on the open that Tony Gwynn has led the National League in hitting each of the last 8 years, and that ties Hannes Wagner's National League record. If he does it this year, it's all his. That's amazing, isn't it?
It really is.
8 straight years.
And you can almost become desensitized when you read about all of Gwynn's accomplishments. Think about what it takes for him to do that year in and year out. Full count pitch home to Joyner, misses outside, ball 4.
No, it's not by luck, and it's not out of sheer ability. Tony Gwynn certainly is blessed with a lot of hit ability at the plate, but he works very hard. He studies tapes. He takes a lot of extra batting practice. He doesn't take anything to chance. Kids, enter at participating grocers to win the Clements Honorary Bat Boy Bat Girl contest. Have your photograph taken on the field, receive Brewers souvenirs, and meet a player. Clements, it's easily the best.
Here's Greg Vaughn now. Got a pinch runner inserted at first base for Joyner. Archie Sinfracco pinch running at first, and will likely remain out there defensively for the rest of this one at first base.
And you got to figure sooner or later both the Brewers and the Padres are going to empty the bench. Give some playing time, some at-bats to some of the bench players.
Nothing in 1 on Greg Vaughn. Here's another Tony Gwynn nugget that really boggles your mind. He's hit at least 300 in 15 straight seasons. Only Ty Cobb and Stan Musial put together more consecutive 300 seasons.
Wow.
I mean, 15 straight years the guy's hit 300.
Ty Cobb, Stan Musial. He can hit.
Even if Tony Gwynn does not get to the 300 hit or the 3,000 hit plateau, which he will, it's a foregone conclusion, his career is already of Hall of Fame stature. 2-2 on Vaughn. Nobody out, a couple of runners aboard for San Diego. Padres on top of the Brewers 12-2. Way out in front, a swing and a miss. Reyes strikes out Vaughn for out number 1.
Oh, there's that good changeup that we were talking about. Al Reyes has come up with a dandy. See, Vaughn's sitting on the fastball. It just doesn't get there. Good pitch. Good location right on the outside corner. You throw that pitch middle in. Vaughn's got a good shot at hitting it pretty hard.
Here's Carlos Hernandez now. You know, when you talk about Tony Gwynn's career, all the numbers certainly wonderful as far as his Hall of Fame bid goes. But what I like most of all about the way Tony Gwynn has played his great baseball career is that he's chosen to do it in one uniform, and that is by choice. There have been many opportunities with which Gwynn could have bolted from San Diego, and times when he looks back at his career, and I've heard him interviewed to this extent, times when he really thought about it. I mean, things were very lean in San Diego in the early middle 90s when the fire sale, they dealt Sheffield, they dealt McGriff, etc., etc. Here's a base hit for Carlos Hernandez. They're going to wave Gwynn in to score, and that makes it 13-2 Padres.
Carlos Hernandez with his second base hit on the night. A little dunk shot into right. Reyes tried to jam him with a fastball, but it was up in the zone. Well, you're up in the zone. That gives the hitter the ability to get the bat on the ball, and that's normally when you get cheap hits against you. If that ball down, that's not the case.
Highway T. Highway T.
Runners at first and second, a run in with one away now for Ed Giovanola.
You're talking about that 8 consecutive years leading the National League in hitting. Ty Cobb led the American League 9 straight years and 12 of 13.
That ain't bad. that'll be all right.
Yep.
1-1 on Giovanola.
Ty Cobb, 1911, 420. 1912, 410. They could hit.
There's a guy that could do absolutely anything he wants in the city of San Diego, California.
Well, the thing about Tony Gwynn is when the Padres wanted him to turn on the ball and hit for a little bit more power, he was able to do it.
Right.
Not a kind of guy. I mean, he led the National League in singles last year with 150. And if he needs a home run, he'll try and hit one, and he can.
Comebacker, great play by Reyes, spins and throws back into second. They double off Sinfraco. Nicely done by Al Reyes, all instinct, baby. The double play ends the top of the 5th. San Diego gets one more on the scoreboard. Middle of the 5th, Padres lead the Brewers 13-2.
You want your car to work great, right?
Absolutely.
And why shouldn't it sound great, too?
Say what?
Most factory car stereos don't match the performance of the cars they're in, which is why American installs thousands of upgraded car stereos every year.
And because we know you want it just right, our professional installers are very picky.
And that's why American's car stereo installation was named one of the top 3 installers in the nation.
And now everything in car stereo is on sale. American. The low price and so much more.
You've always known Century has the finest USDA choice beef, lamb, and veal. So whether buying produce, dairy, fresh baked goods, or any of our assorted products from the deli, you know it's of the highest quality. This week, pick up USDA choice steaks, like T-bones for $3.88 a pound, or porterhouse for $3.98 a pound. And for a Mother's Day treat, fresh strawberries are only 68 cents a pint, with 12-ounce containers of Cool Whip for just 49 cents. More reasons why every great meal starts with Century.
Send your package in 2 days with FedEx, and people are impressed. Cost up to $11.
Send your package in 2 days with UPS, and people are impressed. Cost up to $11.
Send your package in 2 to 3 days with priority mail from the U.S. Postal Service, and people are impressed. Cost $3.
So, 11, 11, 3. What's your priority? Priority mail from the U.S. Postal Service.
It's time to check out the United States Postal Service trivia question tonight. Which Padre had the longest hitting streak in team history?
Mark Parent.
It was a catcher.
How about Willie Montañez?
He was a first baseman.
Mike Ivy.
First baseman.
That's the second time I've guessed Mike Ivy to one of our trivia questions. One of these answers has got to be Mike Ivy. Got a new right fielder. It's James Mouton. And Archie Sinfrocco does remain in the ballgame at first base in place of Wally Joyner. So Gwynn and Joyner will sit for the rest of this one. Top of the Brewer order in the bottom of the 5th. Vigna, Cirillo, and Loretta against Sterling Hitchcock. And that one gets a piece of Nando. It looked like it clipped him on the shoulder. That missed high.
We've seen Fernando and his ability to hang in against left-handed pitchers. And this time he hangs in there a little bit too long. That pitch right at the head. Fernando able to get out of the way. Glances right off his shoulder. Now remember the top of this inning. Jose Mercedes hit Wally Joyner with a pitch. That was Al Reyes.
Jeff Cirillo now. Well, you saw as Vigna took his base at first. He was escorted partially by Carlos Hernandez, who reassured him, hey, he's not throwing at you. Come on.
Yep.
That just missed. You ever do that when you were playing?
Yep. And I was lying. Anytime a catcher has to settle down a hitter, the hitter's not completely in the dark about what's going on out there. One of those cut fastballs. Cirillo's having trouble with that pitch tonight.
1-1 from Hitchcock, fouled at the plate. It's been 13 runs on 16 hits for San Diego, 2 runs on 6 hits for the Brewers, and left-hander Mike Myers is up in the Brewer bullpen. Mark Loretta waiting on deck. There's plenty more baseball on this homestand. Tomorrow, game 2 of this series with San Diego. 7:05 start tomorrow. Pete Smith will get the nod for the Padres. Paul Wagner from Milwaukee. That one skips away from Hernandez. Vigna to second. Score it as a wild pitch.
Another one of those sliders or cut fastballs that Hitchcock was trying to throw a little bit too hard. Spikes it right in front of the plate. Hernandez can't do much with that.
So Vigna moves into scoring position now for Cirillo. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out, bottom 5. Wednesday's pitching matchup is a dandy. That's a marquee pitching matchup right there. Kevin Brown, 2-2, 2.93 ERA for San Diego. And Scott Carl still among the National League's unbeaten at 4-0.
Could be a quick
12:05
one.
start.
Huh?
Yeah. Yeah, fans are going to ditch work to see that thing start at 12. You could still get back for your afternoon phone calls. Base hit back up the middle. That'll score Fernando from second. RBI knock for Cirillo, 13-3 San Diego.
Well, let's keep pecking away. Nobody out. Fernando scores a run. Cirillo was able to hang in there just long enough for Hitchcock to miss with one of those pitches. Well, he was giving Cirillo fits tonight. That pitch right down the middle. It looked like he was trying to shoot the inside corner and just missed with it.
So Mark Loretta now with a run in and nobody out. Lowe has struck out and singled tonight. Chopper to third, and it eats up Sheets. Everybody's safe.
Well, that would have been a tough play. Let's see how official scorer Tim O'Driscoll is going to score it. A little nubber in front of third base. Right down the line. Sheets playing back. Gets the in-between hop, just not able to handle it right off the leg. Give him a hit. E5.
They're going to score it as an error on Andy Sheets. So runners at first and second, nobody out. And Jeremy Burnitz now. Jeremy 0 for 12 on the homestand. Would love to break out of it against the left-hander right here. You know, unfortunately, with a 10-run San Diego lead, it becomes a little less of an issue. But as you mentioned earlier, Bill, San Diego is without a left-hander in its bullpen. And that means that once the Brewers can knock Hitchcock out of the ballgame, you can go to some of your lefty pop that got the night off to start.
Well, it's only a matter of time before San Diego comes up with somebody from the left side. You just can't go through an entire season without a left-hander in the bullpen. It just doesn't happen.
Oh, and 1 on Burnitz. Darren Jackson waiting on deck behind him. Grounded towards the hole and through past Giovanola. They're going to wave Cirillo home. Throw by Mouton, cut off. Couple of runs in the Brewer fifth, and indeed they continue to peck. 13-4, Padres.
No, never say die. Keep going to the plate, getting good swings, and make something happen. And the Brewers have certainly done that in this inning. They have nothing else. Get some momentum going into tomorrow night's ball game.
Big at bat for Burnitz when you boil it down. His first hit in 12 ABs in the homestand.
Well, and it's against a left-handed pitcher just out of the reach of Giovanola at second base. Brewers plate their 4th run of the ball game. And you see Dave Stewart having a little chat with Sterling Hitchcock. Dave Stewart has had a big impact on this pitching staff, and Sterling Hitchcock in particular. One of the problems that Hitchcock had last year and the beginning part of this year was trying to nibble a little bit too much. Dave Stewart told him in no uncertain terms, start throwing strikes.
Former Oakland A right-hander Don Wengert in the San Diego bullpen. I don't know, maybe I'm crazy, but if I'm a pitcher and Dave Stewart tells me to do something, I gotta believe I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, you're gonna do it.
Darren Jackson now pops the first pitch up. Hernandez tracks it. 1 away. Yeah, Dave Stewart got to San Diego this year, and one of the first things he did when he got into the clubhouse was bring his 4, count them, 4 World Series rings, throw them on the table and say, all right, this is what it's all about. And until you guys have 4 of these, you'll listen to me.
Must be nice, huh?
MVP of the 1990 World Series, 1989 World Series, rather. Here's Newfield now. He too is first ball swinging and pops into short left. Gomez from shortstop for out number 2.
Obviously the idea from Dave Stewart was start throwing early strikes and don't go away from the fastball. A few too many sliders, a couple of too many change-ups. You've got a big lead, go after these guys. He means business.
Oh man, he's got that same stare in the dugout that he did on the mound.
Hat pulled down.
Yeah.
Just daring you to hit the baseball.
2 away for Valentin now. Well hit to left. Vaughn back. Still going back at the track. Can't make the catch. It bounds over the wall. Score that is a ground rule double for Valentin.
Well, Jeremy is going to have to go back to third base. But the Brewers pick up another run. It's 13-5. Oh, Hosey got a good pitch to hit. Looked like an off-speed pitch up in the zone. He gave that ball a pretty good ride, hitting from the right side. Most of his power, just about all of it anyway, is from the left side of the plate. Almost hit that one out. Yeah, that was an off-speed pitch, about letter high, and Jose hit it pretty well, just out of the reach of Vaughn and left.
Big RBI extra base hit for Jose. 3 runs in the inning. Runners at second and third with 2 away for Matheny, who homered his last time up. Bounces away from Hernandez. Burnett stays put. Now you play 9 innings in this game, folks.
Yeah, you do. Hernandez tries to get in front of it. That actually went off the umpire. I don't think Hernandez even got a piece of it.
One and 0 on Mike Matheny. 13-5 San Diego. Brewers have struck for 3 here in the 5th. 2-0. Bobby Hughes in the on-deck circle for the Brewers. He will bat for Reyes, due up next should he get that far. Well, Michael out in front that time.
He pulled the string on a changeup. He's sitting fastball on 2-0, and he throws you the changeup. Up by 8 runs.
So the count to 2-1. Runners at second and third. Chopped at third base for Sheets. Throw to first retires Matheny, and 3 is what the Brewers will settle for in the bottom of the 5th. We'll head to the 6th. 13-5 San Diego.
My Discover card statement reads like a wish list. Toys. I like toys. I love pinball machines. This will improve my golf game. It is unbelievable to me how fortunate I've been in my life, and I can't ask for anything more. The best thing you can do with your Discover card cashback bonus is give it straight to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. That's what I do.
It pays to Discover. Call 1-800-IT-PAYS-TO. Accepted where you see the nervous sign.
The cycles of nature are moving toward a cleaner future, thanks to Wisconsin Electric customers Dan and Kathy Ackerman, who keep their home well insulated. It's a small effort that keeps their house cooler in summer, warmer in winter, and by saving energy, helps preserve the environment, season after season after season. What are you doing to save energy? It's easier than you think.
Both these men have athlete's foot. But only one used Desinex, the soothing cure. Desinex has a dual-action formula that calms the itching and cools the burning. And Desinex is clinically proven to kill the fungus dead, so your feet feel good while they heal. Got athlete's foot? Get dual-action Desinex, the soothing cure.
What would you think about $189 a month on a Toyota Tacoma 4x4? Just a $189 a month lease on the #1 selling compact 4x4 pickup. Just $189 for 4-Wheeler Magazine's Pickup Truck of the Year. For $189 a month, you'll think the Tacoma is one tough truck. Except on your checkbook. This is a TMCC lease available through your Toyota dealer. Each dealer negotiates his own terms. Get to your Toyota dealer now.
Well, the Brewers need some runs. Down by 8 runs, we go to the 6th inning. The Brewers bring on Mike Myers.
Mike Myers has been pitching very well for the Brewers, the only left-hander in the Brewers bullpen. Boy, when you talk about both of these rosters combined, left-handed relief is a scarcity. It begins and ends with this guy. Take a look at the numbers. A .93 ERA. The only damage done to Mike Myers, the 2-run home run by John Olerud here in early April.
That was April 12th, 2-run home run. 7 strikeouts and 9 2/3 innings. He'll face the bottom of the order for San Diego. Chris Gomez, Sterling Hitchcock. And the top of the order, Andy Sheets. New catcher Bobby Hughes. It's his second game behind the plate this year. Mike Myers hits him on the first pitch. Perhaps a little payback for that chin music by Fernando Vina. Myers has been around, protects his players.
Bink.
Well, the credit of Mike Myers, he wasn't going head hunting. Players don't mind getting thrown at from time to time as long as it's not around the head. Bring up Don Wingert. Pinch hitting for Sterling Hitchcock. Obviously, he's going to be coming in to pitch. Ball inside.
A little unusual when you pinch hit in the pitcher spot with the pitcher that's going to be working the following half inning.
Yeah, you typically like to get the guy out there and throw a few pitches as the inning progresses, but especially Sterling Hitchcock 2 for 3 tonight. A couple of RBIs. That one tipped the bat. 1-1. Now the Brewers picking up 5 runs in the last couple of innings, cutting the deficit from 13 to nothing. 13 to 5, if nothing else, getting a little momentum going into tomorrow night's ball game. 1-1. Foul back.
You know, you have a tendency to sound like some kind of puppet when you're up here talking about how an 8-run deficit is reachable. But the Brewers have 12 outs left in this ball game. It's only the 6th inning. And as we've told you, John Kruk, Dodgers, Phillies, 1990, among other games, among hundreds of other 8-run comebacks, it happens in this game.
Cub game back in 1987, down 9-0 early in the ball game, came back to win. It's never over. 1-2 to the pitcher, Don Wingert. Swing and a miss. Mike Myers gets his first out. I'm going to bring up Andy Sheets. Sheets having a pretty good night, 3 for 3, including a 3-run home run back in the 3rd inning. Been an offensive explosion for these Padres tonight. Strike on the outside corner.
Frank Pulley, man, he wants to fight someone back there on that strike call. I'm telling you.
You got to go down there after the game and talk to him a little bit. You like him,
I
don't
love
you,
it.
huh?
I just love it.
0-1 pitch in for a strike. Tonight's attendance, 9,357 here at County Stadium tonight, witnessing a big offensive production by the San Diego Padres. 0-2 inside.
You know, file this one maybe in the inane statistics file, but San Diego is 3-0 in the 90s when they face a National League new arrival. First time they saw the Rockies, Marlins, and Diamondbacks, they beat them.
Ground ball should be 2. Loretta to Vina. Double play. That ends the inning. No damage here in the 6th. The first inning that San Diego hasn't scored a run. Brewers need some runs, down by 8.
This place is going bananas. The chiropractor with a clothesline. Ouch! Low blow. What is this? Oh my, a boot right between the eyes. Where are the referees?
This is unbelievable. It's over. Now when the
Miller Lite.
all over, punching the doggies is gone. My legs are a-aching, my back feels like breaking. Fills my heart like the sun.
3, 2, 1. It's the Pontiac Grand Am Countdown. Now available. Low 1.9% APR GMAC financing. Or choose cash back. $2,000 cash back on any new 98 Grand Am. Or get special lease rates. Now drive a new Grand Am for just $189 a month with a 48-month GMAC Smart Lease. But you better hurry. When these Grand Ams are gone, so are the deals. Grand Am Countdown. See your Pontiac Pace Centers today.
Bank One and the Brewers invite you to bring the whole family out to the ballpark on Sunday, June 7th. It's Bank One Family Day, when a family of 4 receives 4 upper grandstand seats, 4 hot dogs, and 4 sodas for only $23. Additional tickets just $5.75. It's a fun and affordable way to bring the whole family to the Brewers-Tigers game on Sunday, June 7th. Bank One Family Day. Tickets must be purchased in advance at County Stadium ticket offices or call 414-933-9000. That's 933-9000.
To show off their renovated rooms, Motel 6 is doing its first big special effects commercial ever. Here goes. Cool. I'm Tom Bodett. We'll leave the light on for you.
Piazza's on a mission.
This is tagged. Forget it.
The Dodgers battle the Marlins. It's Baseball Thursday on MSC.
It's time to give you the answer to our United States Postal Service trivia question. Which Padre had the longest hitting streak in team history? It was not Mike Ivey. Was it Tony Gwynn?
No.
Was it Dave Hilton?
Benito Santiago, 34-game hitting streak in 1987. That was his rookie year. I believe John Flaherty had a big, long hitting streak a couple of years ago.
Sure did.
He was a catcher. Well, Bobby Hughes will lead it off for the Brewers in the 6th inning. And he's going to get a base hit to center field. Don Wingert, in his first batter tonight, gives up a base hit to center field. Leadoff hitter aboard for the Brewers. All right, guys, let's go.
But Don Wenger's been getting roughed up a little bit. Allowed a 3-run 9th inning home run to Al Martin of the Pirates on the 26th of April, and really has struggled getting the ERA down lower since that point. Got pretty good stuff, veteran right-hander, but starts play with an 8.38 ERA tonight.
And again, as you mentioned, no left-handers in the bullpen, so the left-handed hitters for the Brewers should do some damage. Line drive, base hit to right. Fernando Vina with his 3rd hit tonight. He's been on base all 4 times. Well, Bobby Hughes stays at second base. Station to station baseball when you're down by 8 runs. Don't take any chances on the bases.
A couple of right-handed hitters due up now against Don Wengert, and right-handers have had good success against this guy. There's a pitch that Nando goes down to get. Got too much of the plate, and Vina, as you mentioned, is aboard for his 4th time tonight.
That's amazing what Fernando's been able to do this year. Came into the game with 40 base hits, 43 on the year. Who would have thought that Fernando would have more hits than Tony Gwynn right now? And I'll bring up Jeff Cirillo.
Neither one of those two guys.
Not Tony Gwynn, anyway. Cirillo's got a hit in 3 tries tonight. Fastball just misses. Mentioned Don Wengert was one of the highly talented prospects in the Oakland A's organization. He was a starter. Didn't live up to the expectations that they had for him. 1-0 pitch, fouled back.
Well, sometimes a change in uniform is good for both parties involved, and the 2 principals in the deal between Oakland and San Diego that brought Wengert to the Padres, it was Don Wengert to the Padres along with infielder Dave Newhan in exchange for infielder Jorge Valendia and right-hander Doug Bochler.
1-1 pitch down low. Yeah, certainly not a deal that made front headlines, was it?
Yeah, and Bochler along with Wengert, right-handers. Bochler might throw a little bit harder.
2-1, Jeff Cirillo. Nobody out. 1st and 2nd for the Brewers in the 6th. Fouled off his foot.
A couple more of those and Jeff will start wearing that protective pad. That doesn't feel good. Ouch, right on the shin.
Right on the shin. Those things hurt a little bit more when you're down by 8 runs.
Man.
That evens the count at 2. Cirillo hanging tough.
Those low fastballs are pitches that Jeff is usually right on. And you made the comment earlier that he's in one of those periods, and it happens along the course of a 162-game season, where you start to miss pitches that you usually get after.
Well, he was hitting the ball hard in the Cincinnati series. He wasn't getting any base hits, and you have a tendency to press a little bit. Oh, a good pitch by Wenger, right on the outside corner with a slider. That's the third time Cirillo goes down on strikes tonight. Well, when's the last time Cirillo struck out 3 times?
You're going to have to open up your book for that one. This is an awfully good pitch. Jeff knew it had enough of home plate where he had to offer at it. He was just trying to spoil it away, but it was that good a pitch by Wenger.
It looks like Cirillo's looking for the ball on the inside part of the plate. Normally on pitches away, he is right on him. I'm going to bring up Mark Loretta. Loretta's got a base hit in 3 tries. Yeah, I was talking to Sal Bandu for the ball game today about David Nilsson, who is in the process of his rehabilitation stint in Beloit. Played yesterday with really no problems. Had to run from first to third one particular time. Everything seemed to be good. He's well enough. The knee feels good enough to play again tonight.
Well, that's certainly good news. I mean, they were talking about the possibility of having Nilsson available as soon as this weekend, depending on how things go in Beloit.
And Sal Bando said it might be as early as Friday. Certainly like to have another offensive bat from the left side in the Brewer order. Particularly now, they're struggling a little bit. 1-1 to Mark Loretta. Good pitch, sinker down and in.
Well, Mark can go and get this pitch with the best of them as far as right-handed hitters are concerned, but no way, not even Loretta's going to get that location.
Sal Bando went on to say when Nilsson is ready to come back, he'll probably play a little bit of first base. Probably not ready for the outfield yet. Ground ball up the middle. Chris Gomez will step on the bag and throw the first for the double play. Now that ends the inning. No damage for the Brewers. We'll go to the 7th inning, 13-5.
What's this?
This is the Coca-Cola card. Good at thousands of places.
But not here.
Use it over and over. Just try and wear this thing out.
Okay. Let's see. Wash.
Rinse.
And dryer. Okay? How's the Coke card?
It's clean. April fresh.
But will it still work?
Still works. The Coca-Cola card. Clean up.
What would you think about $189 a month on a Toyota Tacoma 4x4? Just a $189 a month lease on the #1 selling compact 4x4 pickup. Just $189 for 4-Wheeler Magazine's Pickup Truck of the Year. For $189 a month, you'll think the Tacoma is one tough truck. Except on your checkbook. This is a TMCC lease available through your Toyota dealer. Each dealer negotiates his own terms. Get to your Toyota dealer now.
On Saturdays, your customers can receive 2-day packages from FedEx. Cost? An extra $10.
On Saturdays, your customers can receive 2- to 3-day priority mail packages from the U.S. Postal Service. Cost? $3. And there's no extra charge.
On Saturdays, your customers cannot receive 2-day packages from UPS. Sorry.
So, what's your priority? Priority mail from the U.S. Postal Service.
Having a ball with the Brewers, mercy me. There's at least 100 ways to win on MSC.
The Brewers face the Padres in Game 2 of their series tomorrow night at 7 on WCGV-TV and on MSC in outstate Wisconsin.
Come on, with the Brewers, we're having a ball on MSC. Come on, the Brewers are on MSC.
We go to the top of the 7th inning tonight. Mike Myers will continue for the Brewers. 13-5 San Diego. Lots of offense and lots of offense early by the Padres tonight. Steve Finley will lead things off. Finley is followed by James Mouton and Arky Sinfraco here in the Padres 7th. 13 runs on 16 hits and an error for San Diego tonight. 5 runs on 11 hits for the Brewers. Finley way out in front there, 0-2. Good power speed package right here. Pound for pound, one of the best center fielders in the game.
Yeah, he can play center field a little bit with a pretty good arm. Good pitch that time by Mike Myers right on the corner. There's no doubt that Mike Myers is tough against left-handed batters. That's why the Brewers have him. Look at that side arm right on the outside corner. Good pitch.
Finley certainly not complaining about the call. He's just complaining about the stuff. Here's Mouton now in his first plate appearance. James Mouton came up with the Astros. Had some enormous AAA seasons for Houston. Just could never crack that Astro outfield. And this year, with the Astros outfield getting even better, the addition of Moise Alou, it was time for Mouton, among other people, to look for employment elsewhere. 2-0 pitch to him is popped up. Darren Jackson in center. 2 gone.
Kind of a tough outfield to break into, isn't it?
Let's take a look-see at the National League scoreboard, brought to you by Miller Genuine Draft. Rockies all over the Phillies at the vet today. That's a final 11-2. San Francisco in front of Florida 8-0 at Pro Player. They're in the 6th inning there. Cincinnati, they've won 3 in a row. 4-1 up at the Big O at Montreal today. Rockies trying to snap a 6-game losing streak. They're tied with the Mets 1-1 in the 7th. And finally at Atlanta tonight, Braves double up Los Angeles 4-2. Here it's 13-5 San Diego. Arky Sinfraco making his first at-bat of the night. You might not find a guy in Major League Baseball that gets his name mispronounced more than Arky Sinfraco.
In different ways by the same guy. You can't say that name the same way 2 times in a row.
It's tough to do. It's tough to do. I mean, that's a name that'll tie our Scotch-Irish tongues in knots.
Yeah.
He's aboard with a base hit to right, so we'll have to keep saying it.
He can hit, though.
No doubt. Greg Vaughn now with a runner aboard and 2 gone. Arky Sinfraco is a Central New York guy. Grew up around the Syracuse area, where there is a college named Fredonia. And the first time I ever saw somebody walking around with a Fredonia sweatshirt, I offered the guy $50 for it off his back.
Really?
Because I thought it was a goof. I didn't know there was an actual school called Fredonia. I thought it was a goof from the Marx Brothers movie from Horse Feathers. I think it was Horse Feathers. That's where Groucho was a professor at Fredonia. Hail, hail, Fredonia. I said, oh, that's a great sweatshirt. I got to have it. Give me $50 for it. He said, go up the street and buy one, you clown. A ball and a strike on Greg Vaughn.
I think there's a small town in Wisconsin named Fredonia.
Really?
I think there is.
They got sweatshirts up there?
I would imagine.
Anybody watching us in Fredonia tonight, email us or something, or give us a call.
I think there is a Fredonia up in the northern part of Wisconsin. I think I drive through there or near there on my way up the Eagle River every summer.
We have confirmation that there is, in fact, a Fredonia, Wisconsin.
Okay.
That's great to know.
Yeah.
We'd like to hear from our viewers in Fredonia. Hail, hail, Fredonia.
And Matt wants a sweatshirt.
2-1 pitch to Vaughn, fouled away. 2-2.
You'll do anything to wear free stuff, won't you?
Yeah, that's what it's all about.
You'll get a bill in the mail, though.
Runner at first base is Sinfraco.
You got to get around here in Wisconsin. You know, you spend a little bit too much time on the West Coast.
Wait a minute, we're told it's only 20 minutes north of Milwaukee?
Yeah, that's north. Told you it was north,
well,
right?
I go up there. How do I not see Fredonia? Is it one of those things where if you look down at your road map, you'll pass it?
I don't think so.
20 minutes north on Highway 57 out of Milwaukee, and I haven't noticed. I mean, I've been up there.
You've never been on Highway 57?
Sure I have.
Yeah?
on, you look at me like I live in an envelope all day. Runner goes, swing and a miss, strike 3. And Myers sets down the Padres in the 7th. 7th inning stretch at County Stadium, 13-5 San Diego.
It's going to be 8 feet wide and 48 feet long. It's buckets of eggs, hundreds of pounds of flour and sugar and vanilla. Oh, it's a pretty big party, that's for sure. The cake is the size of a flatbed semi. This logo here in the middle is going to be about 6 feet long, 4 feet wide. I think the bikers appreciate all the detail that we put into the cake. It makes it all worth it when I see their faces.
You know, with my job, you get some really great stuff. Tone probe, manhole hooks, pole climbers. I prefer a ladder. I'm a field technician for Ameritech. Here's my newest tool. Hi, this is Linda with Ameritech. Now we can let people know when we're coming. I'll be there in about 25 minutes. 25 minutes is great. Thought I'd have to wait all day. Nobody has to wait and wonder, you know. Keeps everybody saner. Hi, the phone company using phones to help people? There's a concept.
Sports cars are known for the way they move you, but can they really move you? Presenting Sonoma by GMC. With Vortec power, a choice of 4 different tuned suspensions, and his innovative third door, Sonoma can really move. Sonoma by GMC, where sports car meets pickup.
Now, during GMC Pick Your Pickup Days, you can pick up a new Sonoma with low 1.9% APR GMAC financing or get up to $1,500 cash back. Going on right now at your GMC dealer.
Whatever you drive it to Sears during our National Automotive Sale. You'll save $20 to $50 on a set of 4 select tires from Michelin, Bridgestone, Goodyear, and more. And you'll save on all custom wheels and select die-hard batteries. This sale ends soon. So get in, get tires, and get rolling. Sears Auto Center.
Only 2 games in the American League tonight. Oakland on top of Toronto out west 2-0 early. Also out west, Angels lead the White Sox 2-1. We pick up the bottom of the 7th inning here. Burnitz followed by Jackson and Newfield scheduled. 13-5 San Diego. Two balls and a strike on Jeremy Burnitz. And the RBI single in the 5th inning against the starter Sterling Hitchcock. Hitchcock done after 5 tonight. Gave up the 5 runs, 4 of them earned on 9 hits. Did not walk a batter, struck out 6.
A pretty good outing by Hitchcock, all in all. Talked about him being out of the bullpen predominantly. You didn't figure him to be pitching too deep into the ball game, but he gave Bruce Bochy 5, and that's all you could expect from him.
Well hit into the opposite field. Vaughn on the run, gets there to put it away. But can't hit it any harder, I'll tell you.
Center fielder, Darren Jefferson.
Been one of those nights. Last 3 days have been very frustrating for Milwaukee.
All right, that is not a caricature of Dom DeLuise at the buffet table. The Swingin' Friar.
Yeah.
And the Padres have brought their original mascot / logo back of late.
You
and
like
that was, I love it.
You like it?
What do you think of that?
I like it.
I think it's great. But as one might imagine, it was rather controversial bringing it back. A lot of people feeling as though it made fun of organized religion. And you get that same kind of thing out in Cleveland with special interest groups. A lot of Native Americans take offense to the Chief Wahoo logo. There is no offense meant with that. I think it's a great logo. I mean, the franchise nicknamed the Padres, for goodness sakes. Grounded a second for Giovanola, 2 away. The Swingin' Friar.
Yeah.
What do you think? You like that? Swingin' Friar?
It's all right.
Oh, you're not that big on it.
I don't talk religion, man.
Well, it's not
religion, politics.
I agree with you, and it's not religion. I think it's just a cartoon character. You know.
I like the logo, though. You're right.
All right, that's all I'm talking about.
I'm with you.
I'm not trying to change the world here, man.
No.
You know, just watching a baseball game, cartoon character. 2 away for Newfield.
Oh.
That's well hit, a base hit for Newey. The ex-Padre chimes in with his second hit of the night for the Brewers.
Well, these are the games that you want to get your base hits. You're going to get a lot of at-bats. Don't give them away. Drive into your local Amico station to receive your Amico Come On Back Club card. Make 5 8-gallon minimum purchases and earn free Brewers tickets. Stop in today.
Here's Jose Valentin now. Having a good game offensively, a single and an RBI double. Fly ball into center. Finley had him played well. And that'll do it in the Brewers' 7th. We played 7 complete tonight at County Stadium. We head to the 8th, 13-5 Padres.
Announcing new savings from the new Dodge. With up to $1,000 extra cash back on select Dodge cars, trucks, and caravans. That's up to $1,000 in addition to existing incentives, so you could save as much as $2,000. It's our way of thanking loyal Dodge owners and welcoming new ones, because this bonus offer is open to select Ford and GM owners too, but only for a limited time. The Dodge Owners Bonus. New savings from the new Dodge.
Snapper, America's #1 rear-engine rider. With a legendary Snapper rear-engine rider, your lawn never had it so good. Our pivoting frame lets the deck conform to your lawn for a smooth, even cut every time. On-the-go shifting and quick response steering make tight turns and maneuvers a snap. Mulching, bagging, and dethatching are a breeze with optional accessories. Snapper rear-engine riders, starting at under $1,000.
Snapper. Anything less just won't cut it.
Call 1-800-SNAPPER for the dealer nearest you.
What would you say to 4.8% on a Toyota Camry? Just 4.8 APR financing for 48 months on America's #1 selling car. Or you can get a $229 a month lease for a Consumer's Digest Best Buy. Whether you buy or lease, you could say the Camry is close to perfect, but far from expensive. This is a TMCC lease available through your Toyota dealer. Each dealer negotiates his own terms, so hurry.
Nobody does it like you, the way that you do. Nobody's got the power to please me.
The Hoover Steam Vac Ultra has 5 rotating brushes. Plus, it has a powered hand tool with 2 more brushes. It cleans like a whole crew of professionals. So, you know, there's really no comparison.
Hoover, nobody
Steam Vac Ultra.
does it like you.
There's a couple of big-time names in Brewer history. Sal Bando, Robin Yount. Robin Yount, Sal Bando.
These guys could hit.
You know, both Sal and Robin are involved as consultants to Miller Park. And they're going to make sure that the ball doesn't take any cheesy hops. They are the baseball consultants to make sure that there are no cheap home runs, no goofy pitcher's mounds, no trick, spots in the outfield. They want to make sure everything plays out well. Doug Jones inserted in here in the 8th.
Well, Robin was telling me in spring training, I asked him about what his philosophy was with the design of the ballpark. And he said that he would like to see a ballpark that was real conducive for triples. You would figure a guy like Robin, who hit his share of triples, would want that. County Stadium really not a triples ballpark. He said he would like to see a long left field and right field line. I think it's going to be 330.
A little punch job into right center. Boy, Carlos Hernandez making a living on little base hits like that.
Well, you only get those hits when the pitch is up in the strike zone. Very rarely do you see a pitch off the handle when it's down. You'll get base hits on the end of the bat. And here's your Crystal Geyser game reset today. For the Padres, Tony Gwynn 3 for 4 to RBI. Andy Sheets came in late in the ball game, had a home run, a 3-run job, and 2 singles. Fernando Vina 3 for 3 with a double.
Here's Giovanola now with Hernandez aboard to start the 8th.
Well, lost in all that game reset was a nightmarish start by Jose Mercedes. Only 3 1/3, 12 earned runs. $11 earned runs.
Then it was Al Reyes. Mike Myers kept the Padres quiet for 2 innings.
There's that changeup. Well, you figure Doug Jones to get a couple of innings tonight. Talking about feeling too strong on the West Coast. There's that good changeup.
Swing and a miss by Giovanola, 1 away.
Well, Mike Myers just completed his longest stint of the year, 2 innings. Before that, earlier in the year, he threw an inning and a third.
We're going to have a pinch hitter now for Gomez. Mark Sweeney will swing it off the bench in place of Gomez. Sweeney came up as an Angel. Spent some time with the Cardinals. Came over to San Diego last year along with Danny Jackson in that Fernando Valenzuela deal. It was Danny Jackson plus in exchange for Fernando Valenzuela plus. Popped into left. Newfield for out number 2. Two away for Don Wengert, the pitcher. First ball swinging, pops into right. Burnitz is there for it. And nothing after the leadoff single in the 8th. Doug Jones pitches a scoreless 8th inning. We'll head to the bottom half. 13-5 Padres.
Improve the look of your home for less money at Menards. AB Tico Premium Vinyl Siding has a lifetime warranty and enhanced wood grain texture. Never paint again. Double 4-inch white siding is $269 each. Add style and durability to your home with Supreme Shadow Shingles from Owens Corning. 15% heavier than regular shingles in eye-catching colors. $9.88 a bundle. Menards is tops at saving you money.
Save big money at Menards.
Hey, Brewers fans, here's your chance to win a Snapper lawnmower or Brewers tickets. Send a postcard with your name and address to this address. During every Snapper Mow 'em Down inning, a lucky winner will be announced. Catch the next Brewers game for more on how to win in the Snapper Mow 'em Down contest.
Send your package in 2 days with FedEx, and people are impressed. Cost up to $11.
Send your package in 2 days with UPS, and people are impressed. Cost up to $11.
Send your package in 2 to 3 days with priority mail from the U.S. Postal Service, and people are impressed. Cost $3.
So, 11, 11, 3. What's your priority? Priority mail from the U.S. Postal Service.
Kids, the United States Postal Service and the Brewers team up to bring you the USPS Brew Crew Kids Weekend, July 9th through the 12th against the Cubs. Enter at a Wisconsin post office to win an unforgettable Brewers fantasy. 16 lucky winners ages 8 to 18 will experience one of 11 Major League experiences. Throw a first pitch, announce the starting lineup, take batting practice, or be the general manager for a day. Register to be a USPS Brew Crew Kids winner at your post office today. For more information, call 414-933-9000. The NBA playoffs. Scope it out. Join James Worthy with inside coverage only a pro can show. Better be ready. Time to jam. Fox Sports News prime time. Weeknights at 10.
Bottom of the 8th inning, 13-5 San Diego. The Brewers will send at the 8, 9, and top of the order spots against right-hander Don Wenger. Bob Hamlin will lead things off as a pinch hitter in place of the catcher Mike Matheny. In place of the pitcher's spot, rather. You know, still getting used to this National League deal. We'll be all right. So Hamlin followed by Hughes and Vigna. That's what we got here in the 8th. Feel free to jump in anytime here, partner.
Yep, that's Bob Hamlin.
Okay, thanks. We got confirmation on that. 0-1 from Wenger.
What do you think of that catching gear?
I don't like it at all.
No? Charlie O'Brien's wearing that with the White Sox.
Feel really strongly about that. I don't like it.
Piazza had it on when he was here.
Yeah, I remember that. Hamlin with the ball well hit to right. Mouton back. It will die short of the track. Well hit, not quite enough.
Now, Charlie O'Brien, when he was here with the Brewers, and the Brewers had their distinctive yellow and blue, were all yellow catching gear. Here's the 4th inning. Greg Vaughn with his 2-run home run, and just out of the reach of Marquise Grissom in center field, and that's our Discover Card playback tonight. Charlie looked like a big banana back there.
Okay. Here's Bobby Hughes now. Well, you know, this particular catching gear that you're talking about with Hernandez, worn by Piazza and O'Brien, the gray. If the uniform pants are also gray, it makes a guy look like he's in one of those stormtrooper getups from Star Wars.
That might be the idea. There's Charlie Williams, a Chicago native.
0-2 on Bobby Hughes. Hughes just stays alive with a foul tip. See that? You can't even tell where the pants end and the pads begin.
That's all right.
You like that, huh?
Yeah, look at the Spider-Man chest protector. What do you think of those hockey masks?
I know you like them. It's the whole thing is way too 90s. It's way too rock and jock softball MTV for me. I still miss the bubble chest protectors the umpires used to wear.
How can anything be too MTV for you? I don't understand that.
What do you mean?
Well, you like that.
What do you mean I like that? Just because I'm... Oh, come on, man. Now, don't go throwing that at me. You're coming at me now.
No.
Still a ball and 2 strikes on Hughes.
Well, I will give you. You are a baseball purist. That's the one thing that I know about you. You like the way things used to be.
Yeah. I like the old Swing and Friar logo. Ball and 2 strikes on Bobby Hughes. Make it 2-2 as he checks his swing. The old traditional jackets the American League umpires used to wear. I mean, the only thing missing from that getup was the fez. Shriner's jackets. I miss those. 2-2 home to Hughes. He's out in front, a swing and a miss. Good pitch that time from Don Wenger. 2 away.
Good off-speed pitch. That's the second time he was able to do that. And a good pitch to Jeff Cirillo. You could see that pitch was about a foot outside.
Top of the order, Fernando Vigna now. You know, this is something I wanted to bring up, and we're going to harp on this hard for the next month or so. Fernando Vigna is a big-time candidate for the All-Star game this year, folks. All-Star game is July 7th at Coors Field in Denver. And this year, there are 8 Brewers on the ballot, including Fernando Vigna, Jeff Cirillo, Jeremy Burnitz, etc., etc., etc. The Brewers traditionally have had the worst representation in baseball at the All-Star game. And it's not because there aren't players that don't deserve to be there. Line to center for Finley. Nice sliding catch, and we're going to jump back on this soapbox as we continue. Brewers go down in order in the 8th. We head to the 9th. It's 13-5 Padres.
your typical sports show. This is the MSC Sports Connection, your ultimate source for sports news.
What are you doing to save energy? It's easier than you think. On your clothes dryer, clean the lint filter after every load. Brought to you by Wisconsin Electric, a Wisconsin energy company.
Anatomy 101.
They're so sorry.
The hypocritical oath.
Not like you saw her naked or something.
To err is human.
I'll show you how I've always imagined her, and you tell me where I'm wrong.
To sneak a peek, divine.
I will apologize to her. Alone, Niles!
On Frasier.
Tonight at 10 on Channel 24.
Pedro Martinez. Kid's got nasty stuff. Best weapons is fastball.
The secret to MLB 99's realism? Scouting reports straight from the pros.
But you gotta remember, he's got a heck of a wild streak.
PlayStation. Both these men have athlete's foot, but only one used the soothing cure. Prescription strength Desinex. It calms the itching and cools the burning while it heals. Got athlete's foot? Get Desinex, the soothing cure.
Fox Sports News, scores, highlights, insights, home teams, Fox attitude. Fox Sports News prime time. We are there.
Got some changes for the Brewers as we head to the top of the ninth inning. Bob Wickman inserted in on the mound in place of Doug Jones. Wick becomes the fifth pitcher to work in this one tonight. He'll face the top of the order, Sheets, Finley, and Mouton here in the top of the ninth.
Now there you see the numbers on Bob Wickman. He's 1-4, but a pitch here, a pitch there, a little bit of luck here and there. It wouldn't be that case. Good slider that time. Now, Wicky's had trouble getting the slider down in the strike zone. 2.84 earned run average in his 16th game, 19 innings, 13 strikeouts, 21 hits.
And a cold strike 3 on Andy Sheets.
Well, good pitch that time, right on the corner. Well, you're a pitcher in a situation like this, makes the most of it. Right on the outside corner. Go out there and work on something. That's what Wicky's doing. Batter up for Icelandic brand Fish Fry Fridays. Enjoy choice beer battered fillets and all the trimmings every Friday night at County Stadium. Plus receive a half price upper deck coupon. Call 933-9000.
Steve Finley now with one away. Finley's 2 for 5 tonight. His single in the second inning played it a run. 13 runs on 18 hits for San Diego tonight.
Now this is obviously the biggest hit total against the Brewers this year. 18 hits. 13 runs the most.
One and two. Yeah, the base coaches have been busy tonight, among other people.
Pretty good pitch. There's that slider.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. Finley goes down on strikes. Couple of punch outs for Wickman here in the ninth.
Well, Finley thought it was 3 outs. He threw the bat down and started walking onto the field. Been a long night here at County Stadium. There's that slider. This time it's on the outside part of the play. There's Finley taking the gloves off. He thinks it's 3 outs.
James Mouton now. We were talking last half inning about the upcoming All-Star game, July 7th at Coors Field in Denver, and about how the Brewers have some good representation on the All-Star ballot. It's only part of the game. What we need is representation on the field. Each club has at least one representative named to the Midsummer Classic. But what we're looking for is more than that. And as things stand right now, there are a number of deserving candidates on the Brewers roster.
Well, nobody more deserving right now than Fernando Vina. Good sinker on the inside part of the play. Wickman throwing well tonight.
we need to do is have people come to the ballpark and grab those ballots and vote. There are a couple of different ways to vote, the easiest of which is to come on out to County Stadium, grab a ballot, punch out the circles with your pencil, and stick it in the box. Easy to do. We need fans to respond. Mouton loses the bat with a swing and a miss. Apparently that was fouled away.
Well, second base is going to be pretty tough. You got Craig Biggio with the Astros. You figure him to get a lot of votes. Mike Lansing with the Rockies. Boy, how do you get a piece of that?
Boy, Wickman didn't even want to get out of the way. He wanted to field the bat. Well, second base, I mean, there's other positions where Brewers could be out there. Jeremy Burnett's making a great case for it. I mean, you don't have to search very far to find deserving Brewers. We need fans to come out and vote. That's what it's all about. Oh, boy, Wiki thought he had called strike 3.
He did, too. That was a good pitch. He's nodding an apology to Frank Pullied out there. Where's that? Oh, boy. 13-5. That better be a strike.
There's the swing and miss. Hughes throws down to Hamlin, and Wickman strikes out the side in the 9th. We go to the bottom of the 9th tonight. Brewers need some big runs, trailing 13-5.
This is a demonstration of how people view you at Miller Time. Results based on studies using Sports Illustrated swimsuit model Rebecca Romaine. Your results may vary.
Money has its own language. We translate. Everin Securities. Our business is making money work.
The ultimate Derek Jeter dream date. First you call a girl. Tell her that you're preparing a perfect candlelight dinner for her. I throw in some R&B. I can't cook, so I'll order some food. Tell them to give me the works and put it on my Discover card. Splash on a little cologne. Throw on your apron. The Discover card cashback bonus is the icing on the cake. What else would she want to do but to watch highlights of us winning the World Series in 1996?
It pays to Discover. To apply, call 1-800-IT-PAYS-TO. Accepted where you see the Novus sign.
Well, fans, meet the Brewers during Ohio Casualty Insurance Autograph Fridays. Each week prior to a Friday's game, receive a black and white Brewers picture card and get it autographed. Join 6 to 10 players and Ohio Casualty Insurance every Friday all season long. Call 933-9000.
Eric Owens will lead off the bottom of the 9th inning for the Brewers, trailing San Diego by 8. 13 runs on 18 hits for the Padres, 5 runs on 12 hits for the Brewers. The Padres have committed an error. It was of no consequence. First ever meeting between these two clubs, and it's been a lopsided affair. The Brewers with a chance to come back and even up the series tomorrow, however. 3-game series here between these two teams.
The Brewers need a win. They lost 3 in a row for the first time all season long. If they're to go on to lose tonight. Coming into the ball game, they've lost 6 out of 10. They need to turn it around a little bit.
Tomorrow, right-hander Pete Smith takes the hill for San Diego. Paul Wagner gets the nod for the Brewers. Then on Wednesday, Kevin Brown and Scott Carl. No television on Wednesday, but come on out and see us at the ballpark. A nooner, that'd be a good one.
You coming?
I think I am going to come out here, even though we're not on the air. Are you going to come out here?
You bet.
Want to sit together?
No. Sure, man. We'll sit together.
No, it's okay. It's
Me,
all right.
you, and Wade will sit there. And
that's all right. I'll go out in the bleachers with my people out there. Don't worry about me.
All right.
I'd rather be out there anyway. 3-2 pitch is fouled away. Full count on Eric Owens. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
I'll sit with you if you want.
No, no, no. See, now you're, you know.
Now I'm feeling bad.
Yeah, I got you feeling guilty. I don't need your sympathy seating. Chopper to second. Good short hop play by Giovanola. Throws to first and gets it by a step. Nicely done. Well, after this series comes to a close with Wednesday's game, the Brewers enjoy a day off on Thursday. And unfortunately, it gets no easier with the Astros coming to town for the first of 3 on Friday.
They're hitting on all cylinders already.
They have overcome some big injuries to their starting pitching staff. Reeled off an 8-game winning streak recently. That's a very good team as well.
Haven't lost Darryl Kyle a whole lot, have they? Or haven't missed him, I should say. The Killer Bees, Bell, Bagwell, and Biggio.
Derek Bell is on fire. That's made all the difference in the world this year for the Astros. Loretta's aboard with a base hit, screaming back up the middle. Third time Loretta's been on base tonight.
Well, hit number 13 for the Brewers. Fourth hit that Don Wingert has given up tonight. 13 hits, only 5 runs. The Brewers have stranded 9 already tonight.
Here's Burnitz now. Had an RBI single back in the 5th. You know what's kind of neat with this National League thing? You and I sit up here in the press box every day, and every time we look to our left, it's a new cast of characters up here with the visiting team.
Yeah.
And there's always some pretty notable faces up here.
Yeah.
Jerry Coleman, the longtime voice of the San Diego Padres. There's Mel Proctor, their television voice, along with Rick Sutcliffe.
Yeah. Sutcliffe, a pretty good pitcher. Dodgers, Cubs, Indians.
Still one of the most popular Cubs ever.
Yeah.
Three and one.
Pitched with the Orioles too.
Yep.
He reeled off a bunch of wins in a row at one point. I forget what year it was.
Didn't Rick Sutcliffe make an opening day start for the Cubs that he had the flu, could barely walk?
Yeah.
Went out there and dealt. That was later on in his career. There's ball 4 to Jeremy. Runners at first and second with 1 away now. Darren Jackson, the hitter. Don Wingert came out in the 6th inning today. And should he be able to finish this ball game, it is a save situation for him. If you go 3 innings to finish a game, regardless of the score, and your team wins, of course, you're credited with a save. Runners at first and second, 1 away in the Brewers' 9th, down by 8.
Wingert's been throwing the ball pretty well tonight. Good location. Showing a pretty good slider.
One to Jackson, had him out in front, and he pops up. Sweeney from first. 2 away.
Now the infield fly rule was in effect. Had that ball been fair, which it was.
So now it's Newfield, represents the last chance for the Brewers tonight. Newf has a couple of hits tonight, a single in the 2nd, a single in the 7th against this man, Don Wingert. Grounded past Sheets in the hole. It's shortstop. They hold Loretta at third, Burnitz at second. And that's loaded the bases with 2 away for Jose Valentin.
Well, Newfield's third hit tonight. Well, Joe Youngblood hearing it from the crowd, but when you're down by 8 runs and you only got 1 out left, you don't take any chances. It means absolutely nothing. And the ball was hit. It goes off the glove of Cianfranco at shortstop. I should say Sheets at shortstop. I'm not sure exactly how far the ball's going to go. No sense in taking a chance.
There's Valentin now. Now the bases are loaded with 2 away. Jose turned around batting from the left side, as he did against Wengert in the 7th. Ball and a strike. Should Jose keep things alive, Bob Hamlin waits on deck. Wengert from the stretch with the bases loaded, misses high, 2-1. Again, the only other National League Central Division team in action tonight was the Cincinnati Reds, and they were 4-1 winners up at Montreal. But Chicago, St. Louis, Houston, and Pittsburgh all idled tonight. Popped him up. Giovanola from second, and that will do her tonight. San Diego, with the early offense, gets all the runs they would need within the first 4 innings. They did all their scoring in the first 5, and the big bats were just too much to handle tonight. San Diego wins the first ever meeting between these 2 clubs, 13-5. We'll be back with more right after this.
A little effort goes a long way. Just ask Dave and Barbara Brown, Wisconsin Electric customers who've planted a shade tree to cool their house in the summer, saving energy, and in their own small way, helping preserve the environment, which was much appreciated by the new neighbors when they moved in. What are you doing to save energy? It's easier than you think.
Experience the chance of a lifetime at Potawatomi's Showcase for High-Stakes Bingo, located just minutes from downtown Milwaukee. You could be our next $2 million winner in our new Las Vegas-style slot area, now open 24 hours. For details on bingo times or special events, call us at 645-6888 or 1-800-PAYS-BIG. Potawatomi Bingo Casino, offering over $5 million in payouts daily.
Having a ball with the Brewers, mercy me. There's at least 100 ways to win on MSC. When the LA Dodgers or the Cubs are in town, we'll be knocking them all down to the ground. Come on, come on, with the Brewers, we're having a ball on MSC. Come on, the Brewers are on MSC.
Well, the first ever meeting between the Padres and the Brewers is in the books, and it goes way of San Diego. 13-5, the final score tonight. The Padres with early big offense, and it was a hole too big for the Brewers to climb out of tonight.
No, it was certainly a night that Jose Mercedes is going to want to forget fairly quickly. A lot of his off-speed pitches up in the strike zone, but credit the Padres. Every pitch that Mercedes missed with up in the strike zone, they hammered, and they hammered him often.
Came through with big early offense. Padres did all their scoring within the first 5 innings. Big innings in the 3rd and 4th. And tonight's player of the game, Andy Sheets, wasn't even in there to start today.
Well, Andy Sheets hit the home run, a 3-run job in the 3rd inning. That made it 8-0. You could have picked just about anybody on that Padres team tonight, but Sheets broke the game open.
That would be the game winner. That big home run by Andy Sheets, not a guy who's hit a lot of home runs in his major league career, but that was his 3rd of the season, 8-0 after that home run, and that's all the offense that the Padres would need tonight. So the Padres win the first ever meeting between these 2 clubs. Series continues tomorrow, and the Brewers will have a chance for some payback tomorrow with Paul Wagner on the mound. you don't want to make a whole big deal of it early, but the Brewers could use a win tomorrow.
Well, they're banged up a little bit. They're not hitting on all cylinders. They've lost 3 in a row for the first time this year. They've lost 7 of 11. It's time to turn it around.
Tomorrow, do join us for Game 2 of this Brewers-Padres series from County Stadium. Join us on WCGB TV Channel 24 here in Milwaukee, on MSC in the rest of the state. Indeed, it's Game 2 of this series, Padres and Brewers at 7 o'clock. Final score tonight, 13-5 Padres. For Bill Schroeder and producer-director Wade Roland, this is Matt Vasgersian thanking you for tuning us in. We'll see you tomorrow.
Your image of me is what I hope to be. I treated you unkindly, but darling, can't you see? There's no one more important to me, but darling, can't you please see through me? 'Cause we're alone now, and I'm singing this song for you. You told me precious secret of the truth, withholding nothing. You came out in front, and I was hiding. But now I'm so much better, and if my words don't come together, listen to the melody, 'cause my love's in the heartbeat. I love you in a place where there's no space or time. I love you for my life. You are a friend of mine. And when my life is over, remember when we were together. We were alone, and I was singing the song